Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Will Haenni here. It is Sunday afternoon at 4:01 p.m. and we're going to be providing some coverage of our severe thunderstorm threat as it works its way in. We have our first severe thunderstorm warning that was just rolled out for Berrien County that goes through 4 o'clock. This is for some storms that are moving into the area with numerous warnings a bit farther south. So I'm going to be joined with Keith in just a moment, and he is also here. We're kind of keeping tabs on multiple things, but we'll provide an update here momentarily. We're just going to let some people get into the room. I am casting this using my phone, and it's in studio, and Keith is walking down the hallway right now. Look good, Keith? Okay, sweet. So we are in business. We're going to have this stream going the next probably couple hours is my guess, just as these storms continue to roll through here. Hey Jesse, I got Weather One already on, so just so you know. And we also, one of us, I most likely will have to dip into a call that we're going to take with some of our management staff just to update them. So Keith will take the reins here in just a second. But I want to go through kind of what we're seeing right now. So numerous severe thunderstorm warnings already noted on this line that's working its way through Indiana. This is right on track for what we were thinking would materialize later today. We also did get some sunshine, and you're probably seeing that in parts of our area right now. Just some peaks of sun that materialized mainly, I would say, like Allegan, Berry County southward. That sun Colin was talking about earlier in the day, and we were mentioning this potential yesterday as well. That sun is only going to fuel potential storm development in the next couple hours. It adds instability or rising motion in the atmosphere. I'm going to have to hop on this call, but Keith will come on in.
Yeah.
Welcome. Everybody, welcome Keith.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And right. I didn't go over the tornado watch or anything like that.
All right.
Quite yet.
So here I am. Here we go. I'll talk about a little bit about the tornado watch while we're watching the feed there of the radar. And you can see, first of all, that we have a severe thunderstorm warning. That is what you see in orange. And so that does cover, excuse me, that does cover Berrien County and then stretches down to northwest Indiana. The tornado watch, as you're probably aware, goes until 8 o'clock tonight. And that goes goes for our southern border counties. So we're talking about Berrien, Cass, St. Joe Branch counties are under a tornado watch for this evening. So we're really sort of right now prepping for this line that you see that right now is working its way from the Chicago area, pretty much over downtown Chicago right now, and then stretching all the way down into northwest Indiana, where there was a little bit ago. I don't know if it's still out there. Hold on just a moment. Let me get my laptop going here. I'm not sure whether that tornado warning that had been issued for a portion of westernmost Indiana there, right along the Indiana-Illinois border, is still active. But I will know that in a matter of seconds here, and also know whether any other warnings have been issued. Let's see here. We got this text. No. So it looks like for now, this is just severe thunderstorm warned. As you can see there, that thunderstorm warning, by the way, just to go over it one more time, for Berrien County and then also northwestern Indiana. That goes until, hold on here, just let me get that going here. Where is it? Here it is. It was issued about 15 minutes ago. That one goes until 5 o'clock. So that has an hour to go. So you see what we're looking at there. And again, right now, what we're doing here is we're just streaming our live coverage, streaming live coverage here on Facebook Live and on our YouTube channel. If we see anything starting to pop up closer to us, we'll, of course, continue to keep you up to speed on that. We have that severe tornado watch, just to recap. And by the way, on this feed here, I cannot see comments. And so I can't see, the comments that are coming in. So I just want you to know that, because as you know from watching my Facebook live streams and YouTube live streams, that I really enjoy chatting with folks in the comments, but I'm not really able to see anything here on that right now. So just to recap, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that goes until 5 o'clock. So that has 54 minutes left, and that's for Berrien County. That's what you see there in the orange. That does extend to the south into northwest Indiana. We also have that tornado watch. That goes until 8 o'clock for this evening, and that is for our border counties. And so that is Berrien, Cass, St. Joe branch counties are included in that tornado watch. What we're really looking for here is, as you can see, that area that we have right now highlighted here on the map with that line of thunderstorms that right now is stretching from really up the Wisconsin shoreline, Milwaukee area, all the way down into Chicago right now. And it looks like actually it's passed through Chicago. So now it's moving out over the lake. So now next up will be us, will be our area here for those thunderstorms. And then as they continue to extend sort of southeastward just a little bit into northwest Indiana. And so places like Gary, Hammond, under the gun right now, stretching all the way down into counties south of St. Joe County, Indiana, which of course is South Bend. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well. But that's what we're looking at right now, still with the potential here for some very strong winds. That is the main threat that we have. But there's also a threat for some large hail, up to maybe even in excess of 1.5 inches of hail diameter. And then also the potential is there for isolated tornadoes. So that's something that we're going to keep an eye on as well. Looks like right now there is, I believe, perhaps a tornado warning that is southwest of South Bend. We have that severe thunderstorm warning right now for Berrien County until 5 o'clock. That is for the potential of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and also the potential for some large hail. But that goes until 5 o'clock this afternoon. We don't have any other kind of like a tornado warning right now for us, but I thought I did see that pop up. You see that area of red, if you're looking on the map, that is to the southwest of South Bend, that red shading there. And that's a tornado warning that's out now for Pulaski County and Stark County. That's in northwestern Indiana there. Just some of the communities there, just in case you happen to know some of those areas there. Knox, Indiana, Winona. So that's a couple of the areas there in northwest Indiana. We're keeping an eye on that, of course, because the movement on this is northeast, and it's racing. It's moving to the northeast at 50 miles per hour. And now if it continues on that track, of course, with that intensity, that's going to be bringing it closer to the border here in West Michigan with the Michigan-Indiana line coming up pretty soon, probably in the next hour or so. But again, that's all that is in our area as far as a tornado warning is concerned, and that is still somewhat away from us, but certainly bears watching. Again, severe thunderstorm warning for Berrien County, and that goes until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So that has another 51 minutes to go. 51 minutes to go. That's for the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds and also some large hail. But that is really sort of out ahead of the main line. That main line has now moved out from Chicago and is now moving over the lake, moving to the northeast. This entire line is slowly moving eastward, but the individual cells are racing to the northeast. And so that's why, of course, they're a concern for us. We'll see, by the way, let me check I'm going to check on the latest here from the Storm Prediction Center. Just a reminder, I'm going to be saying this periodically as well, that I cannot see comments. So don't think that I'm ignoring. Okay, a new mesoscale discussion that does cover our area here. That was just issued at 3. Okay, so that was issued about 15, 20 minutes ago here. They're saying a 95% issuance of a tornado watch, so 95% chance. So we're almost assured to have a tornado watch for our entire area that will be coming up soon. Let me see if it's in existence now. It is not in existence yet, but according to the Storm Prediction Center, there's a 95% chance that we're going to be under a tornado watch. That's coming up soon. Again, that's from the Storm Prediction Center. So we're out ahead of this on our social pages for sure, with Facebook Live here and YouTube Live, the News Channel 3 Facebook channel, the News Channel 3 YouTube channel as well. So you can follow along with that. Again, we are on guard for these storms to be popping up. Already starting to see some action starting to develop here now in Berrien County, where there's a severe thunderstorm warning. But it's this big line that you can see that right now stretches from east of Chicago out over the lake, right on back down in northern Indiana. You can see that. And right now there is a tornado warning southwest of South Bend. That it's not knocking on our door yet, but the motion on that is to the northeast at 50. And so at that rate, of course, it won't be long until it will be knocking on our door here. So we're certainly going to be monitoring that. And like I said, it looks like now just about at any time, we're going to be having a tornado watch that will be issued for West Michigan. I don't think that's happened right now, but I would be surprised if that doesn't come up pretty soon. Here we go. Let me share this to my page and then hold on just a moment. There we go. All right. So just to recap, while we have the opportunity to, because I think things are going to start to get rather hairy here soon. And so right now we actually have a moment to breathe and recap of what's going on. Tornado watch. Right now, just for our border counties, that's Berrien, Cass, St. Joe, and Branch. And that goes until 8 o'clock tonight. A severe thunderstorm warning right now for Berrien County. That goes until 5 o'clock. It's 48 minutes from right now. That is for Berrien County until 5 o'clock for the potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and also for the potential for some large hail. We haven't seen any reports of that just yet, but the potential is there between now and 5 o'clock. We are likely going to be getting a tornado watch at any time here from the Storm Prediction Center that will cover pretty much all of West Michigan. They put out what's called a mesoscale discussion about 20 minutes ago, highlighting the threat for deteriorating weather conditions in our area. And that threat will likely translate into a tornado watch. In fact, they've given that a 95% chance. And I mean, from watching mesoscale discussions before from the Storm Prediction Center, anything that has 95% chance, it's just about as good as done. So just to keep that in mind. So that's what we have going on right now. Again, we're covering this with our social channels right now, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, either one of those, the News Channel 3 YouTube channel, the YouTube or the News Channel 3 Facebook channel. I can't see the comments right now, so I apologize. Again, that's why I'm trying to recap as much as possible so that folks who are just tuning in, we don't have any kind of imminent threat right now other than the severe thunderstorm warning for Berrien County. And that really is for this line that you can see that right now extends from western Lake Michigan. It's already moved out of the Chicago area. In fact, it's cooking, it's moving. All the way down to around Michigan City, which right now is just getting pounded. And then all the way down to south of South Bend. Now, that's where there's a tornado warning in that part of our vicinity. That's not our area. That's southwest of South Bend. But that tornado warned storm is moving to the northeast, and it is racing at about 50 miles per hour. That's from the National Weather Service. So we definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. Let me see if any other warnings have come out with that. It hasn't. That warning was issued 9 minutes ago at 4:05. And that's the last warning to either come out of GR, which nothing's come out of GR about that yet, and also to come out of IWX, which is the Northern Indiana National Weather Service Office. So we're also keeping an eye here on watches from the Storm Prediction Center because we will be getting a tornado watch that will cover all of the area soon. But right now, there is nothing like that going on. So just to monitor, just to keep you up to speed here on our social media channels on Facebook Live. We're also on our YouTube channel, YouTube Live, just to keep you up to speed with that. We have a tornado watch for our border counties, and so that would be Berrien, Cass, St. Joe, Branch. That goes until 8 o'clock. That extends, of course, down to Northern Indiana, too. Anticipating a tornado watch to be issued for all of West Michigan pretty much at any time here, at any time. Also, we have a severe thunderstorm warning right now that goes until 5 o'clock, 45 minutes. And that is for Berrien County. That's the only thing that we have going right now. So I hate to be repetitive, but for those who are coming in and coming out of the feed, just to let you know what's going on. Because as I said earlier, I'm not able to see comments. Let me see if I can get to a spot where I might be able to see some of the comments here. And I don't think I can right now. So that's what we're doing right now. We're still watching. By the way, mesoscale discussion, 95% chance. Tornado watch going to be coming out anytime for all of us.
Tornado watch?
Yes.
Oh, man.
So it's coming out.
They're going tornado watch.
At any time.
Great.
At any time. So I'm talking to Will here. Will is doing some other legwork so that we can be prepared for this as well to get this ready to go. So again, just to recap, I'm trying to see if I can get some comments up here. But just to let you know, this is what we have going on. We're on Facebook Live. We're on our YouTube channel live as well with this storm coverage right now. Tornado watch right now, tornado watch for Berrien, Cass, Branch, and St. Joseph County, but pretty much a given that all of our area will be under a tornado watch soon. Pretty much a given that all of our area will be under a tornado watch soon. But right now, it's just our 4 border counties. A severe thunderstorm warning for Berrien County that goes until 5 o'clock. For the potential there for winds gusting to 60. And then also, I'm going to step off camera here, but I'm still talking. For winds gusting to 60. And then also for the potential for some large hail. Let's see. I don't see anything yet. Any kind of coverage on that. I do see that there have been reports of 60 to 75 mile per hour gusts in Jasper, Benton, and Newton counties. Now that is close to the Indiana-Illinois line, well southwest. Let's say if you were to take I-65 south, right? If you've been on that interchange before, 65-94, let's say, or 65-80-90, you work your way south, you're going to be running close to or adjacent to Jasper, Benton, and Newton County. So that gives you an idea where that is. And the reports there of 60 to 75 mile per hour gusts as those storms have moved through. So the potential is there. The history is there, obviously, with these storms of some very intense severe thunderstorm winds. And, you know, as our history is here, a lot of times if we're going to get any kind of that tornadic, that spin up activity, it's going to be on the edges of that line as it starts to move right on through. So we're going to certainly be alert to that and keep you up to speed on that. Checking in right now to see what we have as far as the latest warnings are concerned on that. Let's see here. Nothing's been issued since that warning, which was issued at 4:05, so 13 minutes ago. And again, that's well southwest of South Bend, but for a storm that's moving to the northeast at 50. So again, just to remind for those who are in the room recently, this is what's going on. We have a tornado watch right now. It just covers our border counties. That is Branch, Berrien, St. Joe, and Cass. That goes until 8 o'clock, but we are on watch, on guard, if you will, for a tornado watch that is 95% likely to come out from the Storm Prediction Center. That's their wording. And that will cover pretty much all of West Michigan. That will be coming out likely at any moment. We continue with our severe thunderstorm warning until 5 o'clock for Berrien County. And so that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. So Will is back in
What's up,
action.
everybody?
You can take over.
Lots of coordinating behind the scenes.
So like he's been running like here, there, everywhere.
So plan is we're going to do a little update on air. Even on channel 3, there's a local break coming out of this game
Okay.
that we're going to try and target.
Okay.
So that'll be probably in time with when the tornado watch is out.
Yes.
So I can go on and say tornado watch is out.
Yeah.
Here's the severe thunderstorm warnings, most likely.
Yeah.
And then we'll have continuing coverage on Northwest Michigan.
There's a meso discussion for that.
Okay.
95% chance they say for severe thunderstorm.
So basically, we're going to go watch any minute.
At any time.
Okay.
95%, and it's 20.
I'm a little. I guess I'm not that surprised because I know on higher end severe thunderstorms they'll go with a tornado watch, but I was more thinking they would do like a severe thunderstorm watch with the tornado watch farther south. So I'm a little surprised, not in a good way,
No,
in a bad way.
No, it's not a pleasant surprise.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
So
better for you, it appears.
this hasn't cut out to your knowledge.
Nope.
Anybody? Okay,
Nope.
great.
I'm not able to see comments on here, so I'm just
Yeah, that's the only thing. Let me see. There they are.
Yeah,
but
but
that's
can't see.
pretty. Yeah. Let me. What I can do is maybe pull up the feed on.
Well, I
this
got the
computer.
feed here. But
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know how to do it. Is it? Would I
You'd
just
have to
monitor it here?
Yeah.
Just have to
Or
see this?
here. Sorry, everybody. We're just trying to get this. There you go.
Okay.
Where's your mute button? Right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
right here.
here you hit it. What the heck?
I'm coming in here. Hold
Here,
on.
you could just mute
I'll
it
just
on
come
there.
in here.
Gonna get some feedback in a second.
Good. Where's my mute? It's right here. There we
Man, yeah, these storms pushing out of Indiana are intense.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
wife is actually in Northwest Indiana. It just rolled through. She sent me a video. It was pretty gnarly looking. The wind.
Oh, that watch was just issued.
Okay.
Thanks,
Let
Chip,
me
for that.
let me hop on here really quick.
Yeah.
Well, at least I won't have to
I
make
did see the storm spotters.
Oh, they
from-
did. They did go severe thunderstorm watch.
Oh, that's interesting because I just showed you on this. It said tornado watch. Look.
Huh.
Yeah, look, severe potential tornado watch likely.
Weird.
All right, I'll take it. By the way, what they're saying with that mesoscale discussion, they're talking about, this has a history of 60 to 85. Storm spotters, because I don't think you were here for this.
Okay.
Spotters in western Indiana, Newton County, Jasper County, noted 60 to 75 mile per hour winds. when those went
Yikes.
through. So this does have a history of some strong winds. And by the way, from the Storm Prediction Center, with regard to the mesoscale discussion, and why, by the way, they're issuing this severe thunderstorm watch, this organized line of storms has a history of 60 to 85 mile per hour wind gusts. So with a more isolated, uncertain threat for large hail and tornadoes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Keith, I'm going to let you steer. I just realized I have to edit a graphic, and I don't want to confuse people on here because the times are not correct.
okay.
So everybody just bear with me. I don't think it's going to switch over to this other graphic. Okay, good.
You good?
I'm going to edit a graphic on this one because that won't show on here.
Okay.
But yeah, so the area of pink is that severe thunderstorm watch.
Yes. Yeah.
Basically, that's just the heads up. We already knew that was likely that
So, yeah.
we would see that.
So now what you have, as you can see there, is this tornado watch that's in yellow. That goes until 8 o'clock. And now we have this severe thunderstorm watch for the rest of the area. And that goes until 9 o'clock. We, by the way, do still continue with the severe thunderstorm warning. That's for Berrien County. That goes until 5 o'clock. So we have that graphic up there right now to show you as well. Let me show you what we have going on with, let me see if there are any other warnings that have come out. I don't believe there have been. No other warnings have come out since that tornado warning that was issued for 2 counties south of, or 1 county south of St. Joe and St. Joe, Indiana. But again, that one is moving to the northeast. That's moving to the northeast at 50. And so these are racing, which means that if they end up threatening our area, you may not have a lot of time. So you need to be thinking right now about safety and about where you're going to go if the worst comes to pass. Let me see if I can get some of the comments up here. Let's see. Kathy, thanks for that. Getting dark in Decatur right now. Appreciate that. Yep, Carol, we got that tornado watch. Appreciate that very much. They are fast moving, Josh. Yes. The cells that are coming through northwest Indiana appear to be moving to the northeast, which is taking aim at us at about 50 miles per hour. So they are moving very fast, All right, so you see what we have there with the graphic that's up. I'm going to leave that up for just a little bit, just to let you know that we are live on Facebook. We are live on our YouTube channel right now. That's what you're watching, because this is how we're going to be covering the storm for now. We'll be doing a short informational cut-in on News Channel 3. I don't know if that's going to be simulcast on the ARC.
I think so.
So that might be simulcast on the ARC. And that will be coming up as the NCAA basketball game is over. And it looks like they got about 2.5 minutes, and it looks like Houston has pulled away from Tennessee. So I don't think that this is going to be going on too much longer. So again, severe thunderstorm watch just issued from the Storm Prediction Center. We have that. You can see that's the area shaded in pink. Just about all of us, Oceana, Newaygo, Mecosta County not included. And by the way, if you haven't heard, just as a little aside, they're dealing with some really nasty storms up north, but those are ice storms. They have an ice storm up there that is really powerful. And I haven't seen the latest numbers. The latest numbers I saw were a couple of hours ago when I posted on it, and it was plus 80,000 people without power.
I can maybe tell you fairly quickly.
Okay.
45,000 consumers.
That's consumers. They also have, what's the other one called? Michigan?
Michigan.
No, it's not Michigan, Indiana. It's on my post. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, so there are tens of thousands of people, probably, I wouldn't be surprised if it's into 6 digits now, people who are without power in the northern part of the lower, because their deal is the ice. You're right, Chris. At least it's not snow. I know you're being selfish there. You don't want to be in that big orange truck. I get it. But you're right. At least it's not snow. Jesse, yes, we will get some action in Vicksburg for sure. Kylie, hello to you. Battle Creek, going to be in the line of fire. The potential is there for pretty much all of West Michigan to see some of these strong thunderstorms.
Yep.
No way to say that this area is going to get hit worse than this one, or this is going to get missed, or this one. You know, it's all going to be the same. I'm moving aside here. Will's going to take over a little bit.
I'm just going to pull up a different graphic, everybody, really fast. And we're also going to, I'll walk it through an hour by hour because I think the graph model, Keith, one of our in-house models, I think had a pretty good handle on how things have materialized so far. So this is just the graphic I was cranking out just to make it a little bit more clear for folks when we take this to TV. The fact that we have the severe thunderstorm watch and the tornado watch, all the things you already knew. Just keeping tabs on radar. We still have embedded within this line just one tornado warning, it looks like, down in Indiana. But yeah, right on the edge of that, Keith, near kind of Michigan City, that little shape right there. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that stuff has me a little nervous. Yeah. Oh yeah, pull up radar scope. So let's walk through the hour by hour because I think this has a pretty good handle of the next several hours for us. And just so we can get an idea of timing, because we have folks asking, you know, when will it hit my neighborhood? So this is 5 o'clock. So within the next 30 to 45 minutes, I think we'll see that line continuing to lift a little farther and push east-northeast. And as Keith mentioned, this is probably a very rapidly moving line of storms. Yep. Yeah, you're getting kind of an interaction between that line lifting up out of Northwest Indiana and then the line pushing in from Chicago.
Also,
when we what's up? So yeah, that's gonna probably get a new warning, I would guess. So what Keith is showing me, which we can show in just a moment, is velocity just through a different radar.
SGR. Sorry, let me
okay.
see what I do with this looks like.
So let's just keep walking through this, everybody. So 6 o'clock, probably through Kalamazoo, St. Joseph counties. You know, we're most concerned, everybody, with that leading edge, wherever that ends up setting up. So let's see. I can kind of paint this little arrow. So with these sort of lines, your strongest winds are for a few minutes as these storms are rolling in. So right along that leading edge. So sometime between probably 5 and 6, maybe closer to 6, we'll have the storms in Kalamazoo. And then closer to maybe 6:37 in the Battle Creek area. And then in Marshall. And then by around 7:30, the main line is out of here. And we should be pretty much out of the woods. By as early as I think 7 or 7:30, the threats will be pushing farther east. Kelly, are we coming up soonish?
Yes, 2 minutes.
We're on Facebook Live, just so you know, but you feel free to talk. It is informal.
So I just told Jess
Okay.
that we're going to do a little one on Channel 3.
Okay. Sounds good.
And it's just him.
Yeah, I'll just do a quick
Yeah.
hey, there's a watch. Here's the warning.
Okay.
Kelly's with our master control. She's the queen of master control.
She is. You should come over and take a bow.
All right, let's continue. We're just coordinating a few different things, everybody.
Just update you on that. Maybe a little notch there, but
Yeah.
otherwise it's a really strong winds here.
Yeah, so let's take a look at that with everybody on here, on the Facebook. Okay. So if you know anyone, by the way, like traveling right now to Chicago, probably not a good idea. Like you want to plan on parking and waiting this out. You don't want to be driving right into this line of storms. It's going to be a lot of very intense rain and, more importantly, potentially some damaging wind gusts. So we still just have the one warning. I think we're still a little bit of ways before we'll probably see these warnings extended. I would count on these warnings, by the way, getting extended. I don't see them not. So eventually Cass County, eventually St. Joseph County, eventually Van Buren County. It looks like a cell is moving right over South Haven, it looks like. You see that, Keith? There's one little guy that cropped up.
Yeah, in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to just see this.
Can I pull up the camera here?
So I'm looking at, yes, you can. Let's do that.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Actually,
Oh, wait.
I have it over here too.
Oh,
Yep. Raining pretty good right now in South Haven.
Yeah. Just want to make sure nobody know there is one person on the pier. Get off the pier.
Yeah,
Oh my
not the
Lord.
best.
Oh my Lord.
All
And a
right.
person who's walking out on the beach.
Here,
10
look.
seconds till our break.
Oh, really?
Stand by.
Okay. Kelly, I'm on IFB. Yeah, so just
She was saying 10 seconds in the game.
10 seconds of the game, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Kelly, when we're close, just tell me, okay? Can you, I don't know how you'll be able to know that.
You know what?
I can, Jesse. Hi, everybody. Sorry, we're coordinating Facebook Live and also TV responsibility as well. So that was South Haven, though. I just wanted to show that. You can see the raindrops coming down pretty good. That is this little cell. It's not warned at this time, but it has, Kelly, I can hear you. This storm, by the way, guys, in South Haven, it's not warned, but it has strengthened pretty rapidly. The fact that it's all by itself also, sometimes the most concerning storms for tornado threat, not necessarily for wind. These storms that are rolling across Lake Michigan will pose a wind threat for sure. But when we start to see these little cells by themselves, we have to really watch those close, because a storm all by itself, I often use the analogy, they're like little kids. They don't like to share. So when you have a thunderstorm just hanging out by itself, it can kind of reap the benefits of its environment a little bit more than if it's in the vicinity of several other thunderstorms sharing those ingredients. So the storm mode, when it's discrete, as we call it, or isolated all by itself, can be a little bit more concerning sometimes. So I'll definitely keep an eye on that storm that's pushing through South Haven right now. I'm curious if there's any chatter on that, Keith, but I doubt it. I'm not seeing anything too concerning from.
Look at that.
Whoa. Okay, I'm going to go back to that.
Gust crunch.
Look at this. So
This is crazy.
that's South Haven. I can full screen this.
I got it.
Yeah, go ahead and full screen that, Keith. So we were just looking at this like
Holy
10
shit.
seconds ago.
There was somebody out there on the pier.
Oh my gosh.
Look. Yeah.
This is
I
intense.
said, do not be out there on the pier or the beach. There was somebody.
The
who was
camera
walking.
is shaking like a lot. It looked like a huge gust.
This is
just
why
went through
just
there.
don't do that.
Yeah, just don't be out on the pier
Look,
right now.
there's somebody way out here on the pier.
Yeah, it's not not smart, y'all. Okay. Wow, that was intense. That rain picked up. So this thing is definitely still strengthening in South Haven. That's going to be lifting into Allegan County as well. Keith?
She can talk to you. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I thought you said she was talking now.
I don't have eyepiece.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is
There is no warning for that storm.
yeah, there isn't, but it continues to strengthen. So that definitely has my attention. We also got to watch these little cells going up southwest of Kalamazoo, Keith.
Yeah.
The one in Van Buren County,
Oh yeah.
it's disorganized, but I'm not too worried about that little guy over towards Brady Township. But this one in South Haven, it also kind of has that little bit of that kidney bean shape already to it, just a little.
Just to let you know, massive rear inflow jet presentation seen. This is from Turner. Seen west-southwest from IWX radar and main show right now. Suggests that GRR CWA will at least in the very short term be near for the fray. That was at 4:20. So that's just the latest that they've had out. That's it.
Massive.
Rear inflow jet presentation seen west-southwest from IWX radar as a main show right now.
I just want to see this really quick. This new scan.
They're not saying anything about
Okay,
what's going on there right now.
let's see. This is what he's talking about. So let me turn off the warning. So those huge, bright bluish green colors, everybody, that's a lot of wind. So this is not in our area yet. It's going to be in South Bend here very shortly. Looks like we have a new warning that was just issued, but it does not include Michigan for us. I thought it did for a second. I thought it was going to go into St. Joe County.
Tornado or
No, it's severe thunderstorm. It's,
oh yeah, I see it.
you see that now?
Yeah, I do.
So what I'm talking about, everybody, is this little box right here. That's a new warning that was just issued. Here's the Michigan-Indiana line right here. So we're not included in that yet, but this is definitely concerning. That's a lot of wind.
That's for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, nickel-sized hail. It is.
So they're going with 70-mile-per-hour winds in that warning. That makes sense based on the radar
They're
presentation.
saying it is moving to the.
Yeah, what's the storm motion?
Give me that. Why is it getting that? Oh, northeast at 65.
Holy smokes. Okay, so storm motion on this, we were talking about, everybody, that potential for these storms to be moving very rapidly.
Yeah.
That latest warning that was just issued to our south is for a storm motion of 65 miles an hour.
Okay.
So think about highway speeds, right? You're not going to be able to really this will advance in very rapidly, as we just saw in South Haven even as well, a rapid change, right, in conditions over just a few minutes. So there's also the wind out over the lake is also looks like pretty strong here towards, it'll be arriving in Benton Harbor here shortly. It almost looks, kind of fiery right there. Those brighter oranges and yellows.
See, it's out there now.
Yeah, South Haven
But
now.
look how that water has been brought up. It's bringing up a lot of water.
Mm-hmm. So that's South Haven now. Not looking as impressive as it was, but still raining good there. I'm going to jump back over to radar though. Yeah, the presentation of those winds is pretty impressive. I just want to see something really quick. Yeah, look at that, Keith. So that's a lot of bright green.
Yeah.
I still am watching that little kind of that curl in Berrien County right here.
Mm-hmm.
See how it kind of curls back near Chickaming.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
There's a little bit of hold on everybody, I'm switching through a couple things. There's a little bit of some nothing too concerning, but sometimes where you see like on the northern edge of those little segments of storms, you can sometimes see short-lived spin-ups. Not seeing anything overly concerning in the South Haven cell from a velocity standpoint, so that's why we don't have any sort of a warning on it. So while it produced a good deluge there in South Haven and now to the north of South Haven, so Fenville area is probably just starting to see some rain. I'm sure it's probably going to dump in Saugatuck here very shortly. It's kind of, Saugatuck, I don't know if you'll get hit by the main core of rain with that.
But anybody who's near the beach there in Allegan County, you're about to
Yep.
get hit, slammed.
And so those little cells out ahead of this main line, everybody, we're definitely going to have to just keep tabs on just in case. But this is kind of the main event, if you will, and especially down here. There were some strong winds indicated within this line that are advancing towards Benton Harbor, will eventually push into Van Buren County, and voila, there you go. You just got a new warning. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So the cell that just went through South Haven, so far not showing anything concerning, which is good. This main line that we're seeing out over Lake Michigan, though, has the potential for they're going 70-mile-an-hour winds with that line.
Wow. Okay.
So this is timing out well because we should have a local break here soon. Jesse, if you can hear me, can you just check in with Kelly and see if we're close? Okay.
This is
Okay.
This is, by the way.
Do you guys want to do the cut-in then? Is that the plan? We can do it. I'm ready.
This is one of those considerable
40-48
considerable damage, by the way,
for
this severe thunderstorm warning that was for Van Buren
Okay.
County.
okay.
Where's White County, Indiana?
You could go to the camera shot quickly, Jesse, but if it's too much, then don't sweat it. Just for like 5-10 seconds, we'll establish it and then go to the graphics. So everybody, just so you're aware, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Allegan, Kalamazoo, Van Buren counties that goes through 5:45. So it is for that Boeing segment of storms working its way across southern open waters of Lake Michigan. We also have this additional segment of storms that's lifting in from the South Bend area. So I think it's likely that we'll see additional warnings issued very shortly for Cass and St. Joseph counties. We do not have any tornado warnings at this time. But this line, it's not too often that we see a tag in the severe warning for 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. The base of a severe thunderstorm is 58 or essentially 60 mile an hour. So when they start saying 70, that means it's a little bit more meaty of a severe thunderstorm for sure.
Considerable damage possible with this.
So with this, I would treat it. Definitely don't be outside. You need to be indoors, away from windows for sure. And if you want to play it extra safe, I would just practice your tornado precautions as this line goes in, maybe just to be safe, especially if you're in a mobile home or a manufactured home. I'm going to do a quick cut in on TV in just a second. Good afternoon, West Michigan. I'm meteorologist Will Haenni. We're going to get you right back to NCAA coverage momentarily. We want to just give you a quick update on the severe weather situation playing out across West Michigan as we speak. So if you have our Weather Alert Network app, you probably received a notification. We had a severe thunderstorm watch rolled out not too long ago. That continues through 9 p.m. That's that area of pink that includes most of our area. We also have a tornado watch that goes through 8 p.m. for counties bordering Indiana. Some of the impacts of this, of course, damaging wind gusts, large hail over 1 inch, and the threat of isolated tornadoes is present. As we jump into live Doppler, just a couple minutes ago, we had a new severe thunderstorm warning, and even just a few seconds ago, some additional warnings issued for Cass and St. Joseph counties. But all of these areas of orange need to definitely take these storms seriously. We have an update from the National Weather Service that these storms are capable of 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That can do considerable damage, especially to weaker structures. So we wanted you to take this very seriously, be indoors, away from windows. It's mainly this line that's working its way across southern open waters of Lake Michigan that we are most concerned with. I can freeze frame the radar, and you can see that line there has that potential for 70-mile-per-hour winds. There's also storms lifting through the South Bend region right now, and that's why we had a warning rolled out for Cass and St. Joseph counties. That one, let me get the latest info on that momentarily. That warning goes until 5:30 p.m. The warning for Kalamazoo, Allegan, and Van Buren counties goes through 5:45 p.m. We will continue to keep you updated. We will be doing cut-ins on ARC West Michigan. We're going to continue to also be streaming on Facebook and YouTube on the News Channel 3 pages, so you can check us out there. We are live right now, so as we get off air to return you to NCAA coverage, be sure to join us on those platforms. And Keith is also here. We'll be keeping you updated. We'll send you back to Elite 8 coverage. All right, that was fine.
Because all we miss is this.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I forgot it. I almost said Final Four, and then I realized we were in the Elite.
Yeah, sorry about
All right. So that part is done, at least for now. We'll probably do some additional cut-ins on ARC West Michigan. In the event that we see any sort of a tornado warning, we're going to go wall-to-wall on the ARC West Michigan. And we might dip in, but more than likely, unless we have a confirmed tornado, the plan is right now for management that we are going to be on ARC West Michigan. We're going to run the alerts, obviously, on News Channel 3, but we wouldn't dip into the MSU game unless there was a confirmed tornado wreaking havoc. So that's kind of the plan. We're also not going anywhere on the Facebook Live and the YouTube Live. We're going to be on here through this entire event, kind of walking you through. So,
By the way, just a couple of several trees reported down in LaPorte, Indiana, but these are the storms that are moving in.
yes.
Also, a semi was turned over on US 31 near Peru, Indiana. So,
Yes. So what was the storm motion? It was 65,
northeast
right?
at 65.
Okay.
Northeast at 65. We have some pictures here. Yeah, some damage. So
Let me put a track on this, and so we can get an idea. I also love that the founding fathers of Michigan, Indiana, put St. Joseph County, Indiana, right next to St. Joseph County, Michigan.
it's like, come on,
Whoever thought that was a good idea.
have a little creativity. That
Come
name was
on.
already taken.
All right, this is, hold on, everybody. Don't ignore that track because these storms are moving so fast that I was zoomed in too much. So what I'm going to do is time this out when you can expect the leading edge of these storms to push in. What we'll watch for as well is a little bit of an interaction from those storms that were working over Lake Michigan and now this segment that's lifting in. Sometimes that can kind of generate a little shear or a little turning in the low levels. So there's your track on this main line that's right now blowing through South Bend. So Sturgis around 524, Kalamazoo closer to 530, which makes sense based on the timeline of our hour by hour that we were looking at as well a little earlier. Do you have some new info?
Just a couple of reports from our Facebook Live, and I appreciate you guys chiming in here. Small hail in Buchanan, so that's in southwestern Berrien County there. So small hail. Thanks, Jan, for that report. And also Vicky with some sun in Battle Creek. It's the sun that's going to cause us the problem. So thanks for those reports. Appreciate it very much.
I want the people to see who else is here.
Oh, I was staying safely off camera.
Keep in the corner. All right. So if you're in Cass County, especially if you live on a property with a lot of trees. Once you indoors, and honestly, with a 70-mile-an-hour tag on some of these warnings, especially if you live in a manufactured or mobile home, I would try to get to a sturdier structure, or especially if you have a lot of trees. These are the sort of winds that can bring down some mature, healthy trees. So Niles right now is probably seeing the really intense wind.
Also, just note that with these moving at anywhere from 60
Hello.
to say 75 miles per hour, 60 to 75 miles per hour, that means that you don't have a lot of time
For sure.
for action.
All right, let me see. The good thing is what we watch for is little, we call them like notches in the leading edge of the front. And this is like a classic Michigan style tornado, just short-lived, quick spin up. It's not to say we can't see the other kind, as we know, but this is probably the most common type within these lines of storms. So what we watch for is little areas of rotation embedded within the leading edge of this storm. And this has that history down in Northwest Indiana. I don't think there's any confirmed tornadoes from our friends down there yet. But they did have a few tornado warnings from farther south. So I don't see anything overly concerning in this leading edge here. If I switch this over though, this is something called storm relative velocity, which kind of takes out the storm motion basically. So it's not going to show you kind of the true feel of the winds. So right here I have, this is just raw velocity. Brighter colors are bad. So it looks like farther south for sure, the wind is a lot more intense. But right along this leading edge, we could still get some pretty intense winds. So right along M139 through Berrien County, pushing into the Niles area, M60 between Niles up towards Cassopolis. You're right in the line right now. It will be moving in within the next few minutes along M60. So we're talking to Cass County right now, which is still, Cass County is a little interesting because our signal is transmitted in parts of Cass County, but it's technically the South Bend viewing area.
Right.
So that gets a little tricky sometimes, but we're certainly still going to keep you updated if you're one of our Cass County viewers right now.
Just
Right.
seeing also from the emergency management folks in northern Indiana, Cass County, Indiana, for example, got an image here of a tree down over the road. That would be the intersection of 800 West and 50 South. So,
Yikes.
but it's a pretty decent sized tree. So obviously the winds are pretty strong. Also saw an image there of a tractor trailer that had been turned over by the wind. That was on US 31. That was in Peru. Again, this is all in northern Indiana, but this stuff is beating a path to us here in West Michigan. And so it will be, in fact, it already is really sort of starting to slide right in.
Yeah.
And coming at 60 to 65 miles per hour.
I'm trying to think of live cameras. Do we have anything? I mean, we don't have too much here. We have Allegan, but I don't know if Allegan's up right now.
That's what call Jesse. Get Jesse into it. There's kind of this looking. I could turn that, have him turn that a little bit, but only northwest. And this is north.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could we look west, just straight west, or is that?
yeah. Let me go.
Go see if Jesse could turn that camera if it's not too much.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, I'm off camera, I think, but we're having our Kalamazoo camera turned to the west just so we could see maybe these storms as they're approaching. If you're in Van Buren County, though, this storm is going to be pushing in very, very quickly. Let me turn this off really quick. I'm going to put a track on some of these cells as well for everybody. So severe thunderstorm warning in Berrien County should expire pretty soon. I'm just trying to get an idea of, so it's a little tricky because there's actually two segments of storms that are kind of coming together. But let's see when I think some of the most intense wind will be lifting in. I almost don't like that, but okay. Here's the latest, I think, timing for some of these storms to move through, mostly centered through Van Buren County in this track that I put on it. You know, it's not to say, though, that farther north, you're not going to see some storms. this is just focused specifically for Van Buren County. So Pawpaw area, I think by 5:19, if not even sooner, Pawpaw actually has a little cell out ahead of this main line right now. But that's definitely going to be, I think, when the worst of it rolls through, a little after 5. Portage closer to about 5:30. So again, no tornado warnings at this time. We have only severe thunderstorm warnings. Allegan County as well under a severe thunderstorm warning. That one goes until 5:45. Let me just double check that. I believe, yeah, 5:45 for that warning. There are a few cells right now just south of Holland, and those are going to cross. They're on M89 right now. They'll be crossing M40 very shortly between Allegan and Holland. But I don't see anything overly concerning with those little cells out ahead of the main line. Okay, perfect. So these is, in other words, is what I'm referring to. I'm not overly concerned with those. The warning popped from this. This is the much stronger winds that are still over Lake Michigan, but they will be rapidly approaching. It seems almost like, oh, we got some time, but you don't have as much time as you might think because these storms are just moving so quickly.
Looking, I don't see any new reports, by the way, out of Grand Rapids. Northern Indiana just reporting there are a lot of trees down, I think, with these storms coming.
I believe it. Based on the video
Yeah.
my wife sent me,
Oh.
I'll have to show you. It was pretty crazy.
And the view right now this is looking sort of west-southwest here.
Maybe a little,
On Granger.
yeah. Granger, Indiana right now has my attention. Do you see that, Keith?
Yes. They're at US 12. Right at US
So right at US 12, so it would have just crossed into Michigan.
Yes.
There's one of those little couplets I was just referring to.
Yeah.
Still weak, but that just brightened up a little bit for sure. So that just crossed into Michigan.
That's gonna be,
Those are the sort of things where we can sometimes see tornado warnings issued within this main line.
yeah.
So that's something we'll be watching. I wonder if they're already mentioning that at all.
I do not see on their chat here.
Let's see. I'll go to Northern Indiana and see if they said anything. It's probably too soon.
No. But
That definitely
Edwardsburg,
is the
I
most
guess,
convincing
right
little.
over Edwardsburg right now should be getting probably slammed.
Yeah, so right at that's M62 and US 12.
This is Edwardsburg.
Yep, Cass County. There's still the severe thunderstorm warning, but now we're getting a little bit right along that leading edge. These are the things we look for, and it has that. To me, Keith, what caught my eye is this little guy. That little, see that little notch right there.
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah.
So what I'm referring to, everybody, what caught my eye is this little thing right here. It's super subtle, but those little notch in the radar, that little dip, is kind of the things that my eyes jump to. And then when you have the verification of some rotation there, yeah, and even just the new scan, it's not as
Yeah.
impressive.
Still in the chat about it, by the way.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's
Still there though.
It's a lot of wind, that's for Dalton, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be moving right up toward Cassopolis, running right up M62 there.
Yep. So what Keith just said, super important. If you live along M62 in Cass County, just definitely keep tabs on that. You should already be, doing your severe thunderstorm warning procedures, which for me, indoors, away from windows. I was just making sure. That threw me off. They played something out.
I saw that open.
So, yeah, you should already be indoors and away from windows. But if you're in Cassopolis, Vandalia, Calvin, even down in Cass County, that Calvin, definitely take this seriously because there's a little bit of some rotation off to your southwest. It's weak, but just enough where we're caught our eye.
That's running right up US 62 or M62 there.
Yep.
Headed toward Cassopolis, right up M62. So if you're down in southern Cass County, you know right where that is.
Yes. Also, if you're just joining us or we haven't really circled through a lot, the whole radar in a few minutes. So here's the situation. We have a strong line of storms working its way in. It's extending all the way from up towards Muskegon down towards South Bend. The storm motion is to the east-northeast at about 60 to 65 miles an hour. So it is moving very quickly. I said this a little earlier, but just in case, if you have anyone traveling right now on I-94 down into like Berrien County, or if if you know anyone headed west to like Chicago right now, definitely tell them to take this seriously. pull over, wait it out, you know, go to a restaurant or something and just wait these storms out. Don't try and drive into it or drive through it. This is going to be some really intense wind, some really torrential rain as well.
If you're in Cassopolis, I think you should be taking some steps there, because this looks to me like that wind is intensifying. I mean, that's going to be
I see what you're talking about.
Gust coming through there, I think. Right now, right on M62.
Yeah, there's enough of a persistent little couplet of rotating wind, perhaps, that definitely has our attention. So again, that same area that we were just talking about, right there, that little green and red right next to each other, right along M62 in Cass County. That will extend up towards Cassopolis, Vandalia here very shortly.
68 mile knot. So this is 70+ mile per hour wind gust reported in Benton Harbor.
Okay.
From Grand Rapids weather.
That's important. So we have verification that this line is producing 60+ mile per hour winds, which is enough to definitely do some damage.
I mean, that would even be 70+.
Oh, what was it?
Knots.
Oh, 68 knots. I heard
Yeah.
60 knots.
68 knots.
Wow.
Which is 70, close to 75, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely intense here. Let's see.
That would be in Benton Harbor.
See if this shows up. I might. It might not. Holy
There
smokes.
it is, 78. There it is.
Wow.
That's the gust.
So yeah, that's an observed wind gust. And just so we're all on the same page, like wind when it's 68 miles an hour, this is going to be perhaps more widespread 78 mile an hour winds than you would even see from like a short-lived weak tornado. So like an EF0 tornado, for example, could have winds of 75 to 80 miles an hour. So that's, you know, definitely something to take seriously. Like sometimes we think, oh, it's just severe thunderstorms, it's not as bad. They can sometimes produce more widespread and just as strong of winds as like a low end tornado. So that is crazy that there's a 78 mile an hour gust that was in Benton Harbor. I mean, that's definitely enough to do some outages and things like that. Yeah, definitely still keeping an eye on that little rotation in Cass County. Man, that's intense though. So right now the strongest winds are going to be pushing through Dowagiac in the next couple minutes into the Sister Lakes area. It looks like there should be some pretty strong rain and wind right now in South Haven. Can show that camera really quickly. So this, everybody, is South Haven. Looks like some curtains of rain still coming down there.
Yeah, I still say if you're south of Cassopolis, that's just.
I know it's been persistent enough.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty.
So here's all of our current warnings. If you're in any of these areas, there's going to be some really strong wind rolling through here. If it's not already, it will be very soon. So Allegan, Van Buren, Kalamazoo County, Cass County, St. Joseph County, we want you not venturing out to Meyer right now. Stay home, get inside, away from windows. Take these storms seriously. We don't have any tornado warnings at this time, but what Keith is just alluding to is still there is that persistent little subtle rotation down in Cass County. We're obviously going to keep tabs on that because that is on a trajectory that would bring it towards perhaps southern Van Buren County or potentially even into Kalamazoo County as well. It still has that little classic little notch to it too. Man. Yeah, Cassopolis, I would just take your tornado precautions. There's no tornado warning, but there's nothing that's going to hurt by just taking that seriously. If you're in Cassopolis, Vandalia right now,
You're still going to get blasted by some heavy
it's
wind.
going to be strong wind no matter what, but just to be rejoin. Oh, I might be back actually. All right, I think we're back. Yep, I think. But do you still have the feed pulled up?
Yeah.
Someone's calling me probably right now. It's probably Katie.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah, that was yours.
Yeah, I do. Okay, yeah, I know, I saw that. There is still somebody on the South Haven Pier.
And we're good. Okay.
Yeah, we're good. By the way, just so what he was saying there, that was a destructive
So
tag.
yeah, let me go through that really
Yeah.
quickly. That's significant. So did they just update the warning? Can you find that out, Keith?
Yeah,
Was
hold on.
that
Yep, hold on, that'll be right here. I got it. That would be coming out of
probably Grand Rapids?
GR. No, they're not saying anything on the chat. There's nothing on the chat.
Here we
They're
go.
on the data feed.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
went with 80 mile per
Yeah,
hour winds.
For Van Buren, Kalamazoo, and Allegan. Yes. So the warning, that was just at 4:59, right?
Okay, I think we need to do a cut in and perhaps even wall to wall on ARC.
Okay, I'll go talk.
Destructive tag to me is the consistency of a low end tornado.
80 mile per hour.
I mean, an 80 mile, we don't, and destructive for them to issue that, I don't even know if we've seen that in my,
I don't think
since
so.
they started rolling that out.
Started. I'll go talk to Kelly and Jess.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, was it specifically for, is it all the warnings or
No, as well as that one for Kalamazoo, Van Buren, and Allegan.
Allegan? Yeah, okay.
In fact, I've got it pulled up right here. That's it right there. Continues the warning, and that's where they updated it to destructive.
Okay,
So it goes.
Let's,
until 5:45.
let's go on ARC for
I'll talk Kelly.
at least a few minutes.
Yeah.
Also, Keith, can you tell Kelly to run the crawl on channel 3?
Yes.
So run the crawl. We'll go. Oh, Kelly, you can hear me? Okay, Keith, you're good.
All right.
Kelly can hear me. So Kelly, what I want to do is I'll probably stay on for several minutes on ARC. We're going to kind of treat this almost like a tornado warning because this is a pretty significant line. So we'll go on ARC, run the crawl on channel 3, and it'll direct people.
Are we
Okay.
going to take cam or just graphics?
Jesse, we can do the same thing. Just a quick on cam. Jesse should be able to.
I'm here, I'll be in control room.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Jesse, we're going to dip in. Did you hear all that? So we're going to go to. Yep. So we're going to go to an ARC. We'll probably stay on longer this time because it's a pretty significant warning. So, yeah. Let me pull up one graphic really quick.
this will come in handy for our weather specials.
It really will. That's what I was just about to pull up. Unlikely. Do you want to be mic'd up?
No. Let's keep
Okay.
it simple.
Just talk to me if you're here so people can probably hear
I'm just
you.
going to be watching the feed.
Okay.
I mean, I'll feed you information if it's necessary.
Okay. 1 second, guys. So I'm pulling up one extra graphic that I can show really quickly. So the reason why we all just to really quickly explain, the reason why if you're in Allegan, Van Buren, or Kalamazoo counties, you just got that alert is because a few years ago, the National Weather Service, they broke down severe thunderstorm warnings into 3 categories. So the base is at 58 miles an hour. But then if you get severe thunderstorm wind gusts of 80 plus mile an hour wind gusts, they consider that a destructive severe thunderstorm. That triggers the emergency alert service or system to send those alerts through cell towers to the warning area. So that's why we all just got that alert on our phone. And you should treat this like a low-end tornado or a tornado threat. I would. I think you should be in your basement, away from windows, and in your tornado-safe place. That is what a destructive severe thunderstorm warning is consistent with. Let's go ahead and go on in, Jesse.
I'll let you know if they updated anything. That was on the data feed.
Okay. Yeah, so everybody, we're going to be live on TV as well, but on the ARC West Michigan, this is conveniently timing out with the somewhat big basketball game on right now.
Just a big game.
just a little game right now. So what we're going to do is okay. So we're on the Good afternoon, West Michigan. I'm meteorologist Will Haenni. Just an update on the severe weather situation playing out, and it has gotten more intense across our area with a line of very strong, very potent storms lifting in from northern Indiana within the last 30 minutes. The storm is moving very rapidly. It's moving at a highway pace of 60 to 65 mile an hour wind gusts. All along the leading edge of these thunderstorms, we have severe thunderstorm warnings highlighted there in orange. What I am most concerned with is a new update from the National Weather Service with the warning in Allegan, Van Buren, and Kalamazoo County. They are going with a warning of destructive winds of 80 plus mile an hour So we had a observed wind gust in Benton Harbor at 78 miles per hour. Now we have this line pushing into Allegan, Kalamazoo County, and also Van Buren counties as we speak for the threat of 80 plus mile per hour winds. With this, I know sometimes people kind of look past these severe thunderstorm warnings and they don't maybe take them quite as seriously as a tornado warning. What I would encourage you to do is practice your tornado precautions if you are in those 3 counties specifically, because when you have 80 plus mile an hour winds, that is certainly healthy enough to bring down mature trees. It's also enough to do partial damage consistent with a low end tornado. So that is why I would really encourage you to take these storms very seriously and also treat it like a tornado warning. Now, St. Joseph County, you are also under a severe thunderstorm warning. I'll get an updated information on that. So that includes St. Joseph County, Michigan. That's for wind speeds of 70 miles an hour. So we still have really intense winds expected in St. Joseph County as well. And even there, I would still treat this almost like a tornado warning. We also just got a brand new warning. It looks like issued for Muskegon and Ottawa counties. This one goes through 6 p.m. That is for radar indicated speeds of 70 miles per hour. So that is definitely also worth mentioning. Right now, some of the most intense wind expected in Allegan, Van Buren, and Kalamazoo counties. This radar indicated wind speeds of 80 miles an hour is enough to do some pretty significant damage. So again, we are encouraging you to treat this like a tornado warning. Out ahead of that main line, there are some storms. So if you're up towards Bloomingdale, for example, or if you're up in Cooper Township, up towards Gun Plain, these storms could still produce some gusty winds, but that's not the main leading edge that we're concerned with. It's really these storms dissecting South Haven down into the Lawrence area. Right now, Lawrence is right on the leading edge, probably seeing the wind speeds really picking up. Decatur as well. And then as we look down into Cass County, some of the most significant winds is most likely there. I'll switch this over to velocity. What we look for here are bright colors, so brighter reds, brighter greens, those indicating faster winds. So you can see right along that leading edge. I'll switch this back and forth. So look at the radar, right along that leading edge where the rain is most significant. You can see that's where we're seeing some of the most intense wind speeds. And that is what we're most concerned with, that potential for 80 plus mile an hour winds. Those bright reds right now will be arriving in Marcellus within the next couple minutes. And Marcellus, you need to be, I would say, like I mentioned earlier, taking your tornado precautions currently. So along M40 through Marcellus, M216, if you live near there, up towards Schoolcraft, not far off. So this will be lifting into Kalamazoo County.
Severe thunderstorm warning now for Muskegon, Ottawa counties for winds of 70.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you get that?
I did. No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. So Keith is also here off camera providing some updates as well. We're also streaming. I will make that very clear. We're also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, I believe through our website, or at least this is linked on our website. So WWMT.com, and numerous ways you can stay updated in the next several hours. I plan on just staying on though, the Arc West Michigan, as this considerable or this pretty intense line of storms continues to work its way through Van Buren and Allegan counties as we speak.
I see a report here on Facebook, but I don't think it should be that tornado signs are going off in Plainwell.
Okay, it's possible. It is possible. So that is Keith just said he had a report that tornado warnings are going off in sirens. Sorry, not warnings.
Yeah.
In Plainwell. That actually does make sense. That is a decision. If you have tornado sirens going off right now and you're confused because there's no tornado warning, the reason why is because of this destructive tag on this severe thunderstorm warning. So that is kind of a situational decision that some emergency managers or local municipalities can make, is in this sort of a scenario where you have 80 plus mile per hour wind potential, they sometimes will still choose to sound tornado sirens, even though it might not necessarily be a true tornado threat. But that's what we were reiterating earlier, is 80 plus mile an hour winds. That is consistent with still a low end tornado. So even though it's not a tornado, sometimes we can see even more widespread damage from an event like this with a big line of storms with 70 to 80 mile per hour winds along the leading edge. It also looks like a tornado warning was just issued that includes a tiny sliver of Branch County through 530. So that is new information just in. Not to be confusing, but Albion, Indiana it looks like a tornado warning just issued there.
Yeah.
That would be up towards the Angola area and eventually possibly clipping Branch County. We have some time on that one though. So if you're in Branch County, you still have a little bit of time, but that is something we'll have to kind of go back to momentarily.
It doesn't say on that. What's it? Hold on. Let me see what the movement is on that. It's probably out of the northeast. Hold
Yeah,
on.
we're getting some information on that tornado warning, just the
Tornado's moving
speed.
northeast at 65.
And it's radar indicated, right? Yes.
It is radar
65.
Yeah, 65.
Okay.
Northeast at 65.
Really quickly, for our purposes, I'll put a track on this storm. You have to be zoomed out pretty far because of how fast they're moving. So 65 miles an hour would put it towards Quincy at 5:56, Hillsdale at 6:03. So this is eventually going to creep its way into Branch County, and eventually that's Hillsdale County, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, to the east of Branch.
Yeah. So eventually into Hillsdale County, but Hillsdale County not in a tornado warning yet. So that is a secondary concern right now to what's playing out in kind of the core of Van Buren County down through Cass and now St. Joseph County. This leading edge of storms is what we're worried about. If I were to draw on here with this arrow, this is where you're going to find some of the most intense winds of 70 plus perhaps miles per hour. That is enough to do some pretty considerable damage. And in fact, if you're hearing tornado sirens where you live, the reason why is because this warning for Allegan, Kalamazoo, and Van Buren counties is for radar indications of 80 plus mile per hour wind speeds.
I've got 2 reports now that this came in of sirens going off in Coldwater.
Okay, so Coldwater also electing to sound their tornado sirens, which I don't honestly think is the worst idea with this sort of a storm rolling in. So again, just to reiterate, just really quickly, I'll show this graphic. So a few years ago, the National Weather Service, they changed the way they kind of roll out severe thunderstorm warnings. The one on the far right is they have a tag on the warning for destructive winds of 80 plus mile an hour. That is why we all got that emergency alert. If you're in Allegan, Van Buren, or Kalamazoo County, that would be consistent with the same alert style that you would get if there was a tornado warning. So again, that's kind of the caliber of a warning that we're dealing with right now. And of course, we now do have a tornado warning that does just barely clip Branch County. We're gonna have to watch that closely. There's still a few minutes that we have before that storm would be lifting into Michigan. That's why we're not focusing on it too much just yet. But that is still also south of Coldwater. It does not include Coldwater. It's really just a tiny little sliver of Michigan. This leading edge of storms, though, what I'm gonna do is put a track on that. I'm also gonna clear off this this warning just to get that out of the way. But along this leading edge, I can kind of draw a line. First, I'm going to draw it through Van Buren and Allegan County so we can get an idea of where this storm is moving. Are you getting new info?
Northern Indiana now.
Okay, yeah. So down in northern Indiana, this storm complex is very intense as well.
Anybody on I-69 is about to
Anyone on
slam.
I-69,
That's assumed.
yeah, down in Indiana and eventually into
Actually,
here as well. So this is the track on the leading edge as it works through Allegan County, Van Buren County. I'm going to erase this now and zoom in a little bit closer, and we're going to get a track on the leading edge working its way out of Cass County. Keith, I would be curious as well. I have a tab up here of the Consumers Energy Outage Map, although a lot of that is Michigan, Indiana Power. So I don't know if we'll have much to report there.
No outages from consumers yet.
Okay, so Kalamazoo, I will say that the timing of these storms has remained consistent. I think right around 5:30 is when we can expect some of the most intense winds to work its way through Kalamazoo area. Battle Creek probably closer to about 5:45, but that gives you an idea of just how fast these storms are moving.
The severe thunderstorm warning for St. Joe and Branch County is 470 mile per hour winds, just a reminder. Those are some strong winds. That would be the second category, not the destructive, but the considerable damage. I'm going to go get mic'd up.
Okay, and Abby, our producer, just telling me that she has the Michigan, Indiana Power. Abby, if you're seeing outages in the tens of thousands, I would be interested. Just feel free to relay that information to me.
All right, I'm gonna go get mic'd up.
Total over 9,000 customer outages within Michigan, Indiana Power. That is primarily kind of the southwestern region of our viewing area. And I would expect more outages if these storms keep up this intensity. So again, we are tracking a significant line of severe storms working their way through portions of Allegan, Cass, St. Joseph County, all the way up into Allegan County as well. These warnings are going to go for at least another 30 minutes. We also have an additional severe thunderstorm warning that was issued not too long ago for Muskegon and Ottawa counties. That one goes a little longer through 6 o'clock. That is still for a considerable damage tag of 70 miles per hour. Not quite that destructive damage potential with this storm through Allegan, Van Buren, and Kalamazoo counties.
2 minutes ago, from the EMA from Allegan County requested outdoor warning sirens activation due to the winds over 70. So that's why you're hearing those sirens. That's from
Yes.
Allegan County EMA.
Yeah, so again, if there is some confusion why tornado sirens are sounding while we don't really have too many tornado warnings, the reason for that is because local emergency managers with this sort of destructive potential with a severe thunderstorm warning, some will still elect to sound those sirens to keep people safe, to keep people practicing their tornado precautions. So again, we are encouraging you to treat this like a tornado. If you're in Van Buren County right now, if you are in St. Joseph County, Keith, we just have a new warning for Sturgis.
Okay.
Sturgis, tornado warning for you. This one looks to be still crossing the Michigan-Indiana line.
So we're talking about St. Joe County?
So yes, this is St. Joseph and a portion of Branch County.
Yes, here it is.
So
The wording on that is for, goes until 5:45.
yep,
Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Sturgis, moving northeast at 60.
okay,
Northeast at 60, so Sturgis, Union City.
okay. So we have a tornado warning now for all of those mentioned locations you just heard, but that, let me get a track on it. Did you get the storm motion? Can you find
Northeast
that?
at 60.
Okay, northeast at 60. Let me see. So I see what they're kind of getting at. Let's just put a track. So this will be crossing US 12 very soon. And just to be clear, we are on ARC West Michigan, and we are also streaming on Facebook and YouTube. I would encourage you, if you're watching us on ARC, I would encourage you to try and also pull us up on those platforms as well, in case in the event you lose power.
Report from Aaron, by the way, in Three Rivers. So Three Rivers is getting hit hard right now. So thanks for that.
Three Rivers getting hit hard based on our viewer report.
Your report.
All right, I gotta redraw this. These storms are moving so fast that I have to be fairly zoomed out in order to get the correct track. But this will be a general idea of how this tornado warning, if there was rotation, where it's headed and when.
These are some powerful winds moving into Sturgis.
Powerful winds moving into Sturgis right now. So the storm timing there. Sturgis 522, pretty much minutes away. Burr Oak 528, 533. Marshall area just before 6 p.m. Albion. Now I will be clear, Calhoun County not included in this warning just yet, but if this storm maintains that rotation, that is when it would be lifting towards you. So we don't have a severe thunderstorm warning for Calhoun County yet, but I think it is likely that we will see this extended. So that tornado warning includes a portion of St. Joseph and Branch counties. If you're in Sturgis, if you live along M66 north of Sturgis towards Nottawa, this is right, this will be tracking right through your vicinity. This also includes the Burr Oak area, Madison as well, Bronson on the north or west side of Bronson. And these are all locations, by the way, similar to where some of the tornadoes on May 7th struck. I'm thinking of that. So I'm sure this is a little bit triggering for some folks down there. So definitely taking your tornado precautions if you are there. I will also reiterate the fact that we have a severe thunderstorm warning for a good portion of our viewing area currently. Most of us are under a severe thunderstorm warning of some kind, especially Allegan, Van Buren, and Kalamazoo counties. Three Rivers, we just had that report that there are very intense winds working their way through Three Rivers. And then kind of on the southern edge of this line of storms, now a tornado warning that includes Sturgis up towards the Colon area and Madison. So M66, Nottawa, Colon. If you are along M86 through the Colon area out towards Madison, then you should be taking this seriously. Also, the Sherwood area included in that tornado warning. Is there any new reports that you're seeing,
No
Keith?
new reports coming in.
Also, Jesse, if you could just have Keith's mic on.
Oh, yeah, I got my mic
If you
on.
could turn it on, Keith, as
Yeah.
well, that would be
I think it's
helpful.
on. If you could let Will know if you had my microphone. I did turn it on. I'm gonna.
Okay, over 22,000 Michigan, Indiana Power customers. And then if you could just let us know when Keith's mic is hot, just wanted to make sure you guys got that message.
And I'm putting that in too.
Oh, just turn it on, he said.
What the?
You gotta just turn your mic on.
It is not on? All right, I'm gonna have to go back to the cart because it says that it's on, so.
Okay, so here's the latest.
All right, give me a sec.
This line still looks very impressive. Yeah, not to be overlooked. Now we have the storms pushing towards Ottawa and Muskegon County, Allegan County. The Fenville area, for example, right now is in the thick of it. Allegan, you will be very shortly. You're going to see a very strong line of wind go through. Pawpaw is probably right on that leading edge. Goebels area as well. I want to just check in on the velocity here and just make sure I'm not seeing anything too concerning as far as any rotation embedded within this line. These bright greens, though, are widespread. Bright green indicating very potent wind speeds.
Yeah, the winds are definitely picking up quite a bit.
Yeah, we're starting to see this. This is like a rear inflow jet or something. This is, man, yeah. These are real. So those bright oranges,
Yes.
right now through St. Joseph County as well. Those are easily 60-plus-mile-an-hour winds in Sturgis, up towards Nottawa and Three Rivers, and that's outside of the tornado warning.
This is up and down US 131, by the way. If you are around Vicksburg, certainly Schoolcraft, south of Schoolcraft, between Schoolcraft and, let's say, Flower Field, as you work your way down to Three Rivers, very intense winds. If you are on, let's say, I believe it's M79 or M60, certainly if you're between Three Rivers and Colon, if you're along Minden, if you're in Ottawa, down to Sturgis, if you're M60 down to Sturgis, the winds are very intense.
Yeah.
Vicksburg, you're about to get hit with some very strong wind.
Yeah,
Very strong.
bright greens on this map, the bluish greens are not good. That is widespread, significant wind that is working its way through Allegan County, Van Buren County, down towards the Schoolcraft area. You're right on the leading edge of this. You're now feeling the effects of this severe thunderstorm warning. So Schoolcraft lifting very shortly into the Vicksburg area, eventually through Portage and Texas Township within minutes. This will be arriving for you. Out towards Matawan, Pawpaw is in the thick of it right now, seeing really intense wind and rain. And then also out towards the Lawrence area, we will likely start to see some of these warnings drop off on the back edge, but I also don't want to overlook this tornado warning that's still ongoing in St. Joseph and Branch counties. For Sturgis area, this is, even outside of a tornado, those are really intense winds. So I would just reiterate the point we've been making all afternoon, which is if you are in these severe thunderstorm warnings, treat it like a tornado. I know sometimes tornado warnings, people don't take them as seriously as tornado warnings. I really want you to, because this is wind of a magnitude we don't see too often this widespread.
I don't know if you got this already. Tornado warning that had covered a portion of Branch has expired.
Okay, so that's probably this one.
Yeah.
Farther south. They're
Yeah,
probably
it just
expiring
touched
that
it,
one.
just touched it, yeah.
But this one I would expect to continue.
Yes.
So right now, possible rotation. I'm not seeing a classic necessarily little couplet or anything overly obvious that there would be a tornado here, but I still want you to take this very seriously. If it was, it would be along M66, likely somewhere between Sturgis and Sherman, working its way towards Burr Oak, Findlay, and Colon. It looks like they're just updating this tornado warning. I'm not sure what they're just trimming it. That's what I think that update was, Keith. They're just trimming down that warning to not include Indiana anymore. So we just got an updated warning. It doesn't change anything for Michigan folks, though.
Okay.
For Sturgis and then up towards the Bronson area. Eventually as well, we need to watch that for Kalamazoo or for Calhoun County too. So a lot going on, clearly. It looks like we just had a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know if I even caught that for Branch County outside of the tornado warning. So that one goes until 6:15 for radar indicated speeds of 60 miles per hour. And let's just jump back in. Could we get the live? Can't really see much. Director, Jesse, is there any way, I don't think we can tilt the camera upwards, can we, at all? I don't think.
Abby's in there.
Yeah,
Abby might be
Kalamazoo.
able
If there's any way to tilt that camera upwards, Jesse, I'd be curious. Okay, just slightly, just to see a little bit more of the sky and less of the horizon. This will maybe give us a view of this line as it approaches. Kalamazoo.
So this one.
All right. Weak mesos
Over Calhoun County.
in Calhoun County that could produce low-end tornadoes.
Or low and tornado threat.
Okay, low-end tornado threat. So basically along the leading edge of this storm, with the type of wind potential that we're seeing, you can sometimes get these short-lived spin-up. We often use that verbiage, spin-up tornado. That is kind of the deal that we're concerned with this line that's lifting farther northeast. So definitely, like we were saying, please continue to treat this like a tornado warning. Really quickly, if we can, Jesse, you can show the okay. Really quickly, when we get the chance, just we could show that that view in Kalamazoo as well. That would be great, just for a few seconds. So that's the view of the storms approaching Kalamazoo. The skies have really darkened up, and they will be arriving here within the next 5 minutes, most likely. We're going to see some really intense wind and also heavy rain.
This is the view looking west from downtown.
West,
Pretty
that
much
is the
due
view
west.
from west.
Looking west toward, in fact, in the distance, you can sort of make out Heritage Hall there.
Yep. Portage area, you are going to be seeing the winds right now. In fact, Vicksburg, South Portage right now, really intense winds working their way through, and all the way up into Allegan County as well. But we're going to continue to watch the leading edge of this for any sort of short-lived spin-up style tornadoes. We have one tornado warning that still continues for Branch and St. Joseph County through 5:45, and that will eventually, I think, potentially get extended into Calhoun County.
We have a report here, Abby. I don't know if you can have somebody down in the newsroom that the roof at St. Julian's in Paw Paw
Okay.
might have blown off.
Okay. That's a viewer report through
Viewer
Facebook.
report through Facebook says Paw Paw Fire Department has been dispatched. That's something that we can check on.
Yeah, that would be worse after this blows through Paw Paw.
That'd be St. Julian's.
St. Julian Church.
No,
Oh.
St. Julian's Winery.
Oh, why? Oh, yeah. Duh. My apologies. Yeah, so that would be significant. And that's the sort of thing that we can
Right.
sometimes see with this sort of wind. So that's at least one report of a roof partially or perhaps off of St. Julian Winery.
So we're going to try to confirm that from our desk downstairs.
Yeah.
With Paw Paw Fire or maybe with Van Buren County Sheriff.
Yes.
But obviously a sign that the wind, that's where the storm coming through Paw Paw.
We also do have some outages, it looks like, in Allegan County on the Consumers Energy outage map.
Yeah.
We haven't seen too many additional cropping up yet, but I'll continue to keep tabs on that. What I would encourage you to do is we are, again, live on the Arc West Michigan right now. We're also on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and both of those are linked on our website as well. What I would encourage you to do, if you're watching us on TV right now, maybe pull up one of those feeds on your mobile device just in the event that you lose power so you can stay updated. And it would just, I think, help you out.
Just to touch on some more of the reports that are coming in from our viewers who are following our Facebook Live. High wind, rain, thunder in Vicksburg. Also, someone who said Lawrence and Paw Paw along the line between those two villages there, no power and also very strong wind, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's reflected in the consumer's map there too.
Yes. Man, this line is just, I can't remember a time where we had basically our entire area under a severe thunderstorm warning.
These also the colors on some of these radar.
Yeah, this is very, very intense.
Bronson, if you're in Bronson right now, I think you should be taking cover. I mean, you definitely should be taking cover. You are in the tornado warning there if you're in Bronson. But even if you're in Southwest Branch County, if you're south of Bronson, if you're in Union City, you should be taking cover. I definitely think if you're in Coldwater, if you're down I-69 toward Kimberhook, I think that you should certainly be thinking about it. You should,
Yep.
Because these are also, remember, these storms are moving at anywhere from 55 to 65, 70 miles.
Yes. All right. So it looks like those oranges and reds that you see on the map right there, that is the most intense wind speeds that we're seeing. There's also that potential for short-lived spin-up tornadoes as well embedded within this. And that is why we have that tornado warning that includes the Bronson area to the north of Bronson. It also covers from Colon to Madison. So Colon, Madison, you are going to be right in the line of really intense winds. You're probably already starting to see the wind speeds gusting a little bit, but it's those oranges off to your southwest that we are most concerned with. In fact, let me try really quickly, Keith. I can actually sample some of that data And yeah, that's velocity. Check that out, Keith. So velocity 68 miles an
Yeah.
hour, 82
Wow.
miles an hour.
These are tremendous winds headed your way, Bronson. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's just crazy.
Yes.
I just got a report from downstairs from our newsroom of something in Sturgis potential, but I'm just trying to confirm it here
Okay.
before I say anything about this. This would be in St. Joe County. Yeah, I've heard that's what we were hearing here. But that is this.
Okay.
So we're hearing some reports from Sturgis, but we're going to try to confirm before we say anything, I guess, really about that.
Yeah.
But it's safe to say that the winds coming through Sturgis were severe, maybe even destructive. Certainly, Bronson, Coldwater headed your way.
Yeah.
And we continue with that tornado warning, I believe, in that area. Correct?
Yes. It is still ongoing.
Yeah, that goes until for 13 more minutes. So that goes until 45.
Yep.
45.
5:45. And I think that's what they were referencing, that potential for short-lived, like little spin-up tornadoes. And sometimes when these curtains of rain are coming in with 60+ mile an hour winds, sometimes there can be some things that kind of look tornado-ish.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can get some false reports, but overall, I mean, this is anytime you have 60+ mile an hour winds, the reason why we see these severe thunderstorm warnings issued is for the potential to cause damage and destruction.
Measured 53 mile per hour gust in Hartford, in Van Buren County. That's from
Okay.
local storm report there. So 53 mile per hour gust in Hartford.
Okay. Let me check in on this really quickly. I can pull this wind gust up and see if there's anything registered at some of our airports. Earlier, we looked at this, and there was a 78 mile per hour gust in Benton Harbor. Looks like none of our airports, at least in the latest sampling, are measuring anything. But this is, again, just airports. And so that's also within the last like 5 minutes. So I just want to check that. As we look in and hear it now, looking at the Kalamazoo camera, we laugh because we're hearing the rain pelting our roof now.
It's the advantage of a tin roof.
Yes.
We can hear the rain and the hail.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, this is just a menacing line. So if you're in Allegan right now, seeing the really intense wind and rain, also Kalamazoo, it has arrived. Portage right on top of us as well, and then down towards St. Joseph and Branch counties. I still am arguably most concerned almost with this tornado warning area, but everyone I would really encourage you to take your tornado precautions, take
Yes.
these storms seriously, because these are very intense. It's been a little bit since we've seen a line of storms of this caliber here in West Michigan, certainly not this year.
Yeah.
And these oranges that you're seeing there are wind speeds. As we looked a little earlier and sampled some of this data, there was one area that was indicating over 80 mile per hour winds. That would be towards the Bronson area, right along US 12, Coldwater. You're in that severe thunderstorm warning as well. So that wind is headed your way.
We're seeing more and more reports here on our Facebook Live and our YouTube Live chat here about power being out in several spots in St. Joe County in particular, between Pittsburgh and Minden, west of Bronson.
Okay, yeah, let's take the Consumers Energy, I believe, outage map, and you can see some of those outages now cropping up, mainly Van Buren County, but now including south of Kalamazoo down towards St. Joseph County. There are some outages that are starting to pop up. Now, if you're looking at that outage number up top of 46,000 customers, that is in large part due to a significant ice storm that was playing out in the last 24 hours across northern Michigan. So this is kind of a double whammy for power crews now dealing with an ice storm farther north and also severe storms now
Can we
farther
take
south.
that Kalamazoo
Yeah,
camera?
let's exactly. That's what I was just saying. No, you're good.
It's really intense right
We'll go back to the Kalamazoo camera and show you, and we can't really make out too much anymore of downtown. We'll have to watch some of the trees. One thing in our favor right now is that trees have not leafed out quite yet, and so if trees don't have leaves on them, they don't get blown around quite as much. It's not to say that they still can't come down, but this would be a whole different concern if we were about a month or two from now.
The camera is shaking.
The camera is definitely shaking.
This is the gust front, if you will, or the
Yes, the leading edge is right through Kalamazoo, downtown right now. And I haven't seen that camera shake too much. So this is very intense. And we still have, it looks like an extension of a tornado warning now in the southeasternmost portion of Branch County too. So Branch County, that is towards Algansey, Stringtown in Branch County, and then we still have this tornado warning as well that includes Cullen, Madison, Burr Oak. The leading edge is pulling out of Burr Oak right now. It will be lifting into Athens area, Burlington, along M60, and then eventually cross I-69 here very shortly.
Also, it's the Howardsville and St. Joe County now reports of tree damage, trees down.
Okay, Howardsville. Okay, thank you, Keith.
Still Bronson right now, the strong wind is right over you. Coldwater, you just have minutes before. This is incredibly impressive winds.
Yes, I'll switch it back over to velocity just to highlight that point again. Looks like I think my power just went out at my house.
Here's the latest. Here's the.
Yay.
I don't know if you did the details on the warning for southeastern Branch County that does move into Hillsdale County. That's until 6 o'clock. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over Angola. They did have a report on our Facebook Live in Angola of tornado sirens going off about 5 to 10 minutes ago. This is moving northeast at 70. This is moving northeast at 70. You have no time. You have to take cover now.
Yeah, these storms, these oranges and reds, we don't see this widespread of this intense wind all that often. This is a very widespread, damaging wind swath through Branch County.
And I think it's strengthening.
It is. I think especially down there, especially down into Kalamazoo right now, those brighter greens. I know it's a little confusing, but as we switch radars, it's just switching the radar that it's sampling from. But brighter greens also concerning. So those bright greens just on the east side of Kalamazoo out towards, say, Comstock, Gold Road, eventually Galesburg. You're going to be seeing this very shortly if you're not already. And then eventually the climax area. You're right in the line of when these lines.
Can you, or do you want me to call it up over here, the Coldwater camera?
Yes.
Willowbrook Tower camera should be looking right into the teeth of what's headed that way.
Go ahead and pull it up here.
Okay, all right, I got it.
I think you might have to.
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, here we go. That might be it.
That's
not the best one.
the one I want. Hold on, let me find. Where is it? I know where it is. Hold on just a moment. Can I borrow? Do you have Max 2 up? Yes, you did. Wait, are you using it?
Yes.
Are you
Nope.
using it?
Nope. You can
So
use
I
it.
Call a camera.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a great idea.
Here we go, right here. This will call it up right here. It's locked by.
Oh,
Why is it locked?
you just can't move it, but you should be able to.
To manipulate it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go down here and pull down that. This will work on.
All right. We're just working on getting a camera view from
This will be
Coldwater right
this will be
now.
the Willowbrook Tower camera, which is right there at the I-69 interchange there. This should be an interesting camera view because these tremendous winds that we're talking about are just about to blow through there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me see if I can get this up here.
Yeah, this leading edge has just continued to show some very impressive structure from a wind standpoint.
Yeah, it's not showing anything yet, but the sky is very dark. I'm gonna go into it and get rid of the banner so that we can see a little bit more of the sky here. There we go. You can see how dark it is there in Coldwater.
Man, this wind is, look at that, Keith. I mean, that is a huge swath of really strong winds that just blew through Allegan County, Van Buren County.
Yeah.
That is widespread. We're going to continue to see outages, I fear, continue to tally up. So the most intense wind, it looks like, just passed through Kalamazoo. There still could be some strong wind kind of on the back end of this system. We're almost getting hit by a secondary little line. Let me switch this back over to radar just to show.
So we're hearing some reports. I see a report here of a lot of damage in Sturgis.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to. I don't know, Abby, if you can hear me. If they can downstairs, either call St. Joe County or maybe Sturgis PD just to see if they have anything, to report down there, because we're getting some reports here that there's a lot of damage down there. Also, do you know if you could find out from Katie? I know that she was calling to see if there was verification of pawpaw of the St. Julian Winery.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, we're just working to confirm some reports that we've received.
This Willowbrook Tower camera, and I don't know, Jesse, can you take Max 2 from inside there? I don't know if you can. There it is. Okay. This camera, by the way, this is looking to the southwest over I-69. I just had a report here on our Facebook Live that the winds are really starting to pick up right now in Coldwater. And so we have an eye on this camera. This is looking right into the strong winds that are just at any time now going to be blowing right across I-69. They're moving through Bronson right now, so they're going to be running right up US 12, making their way to Coldwater, and that's right here where this camera is. So in a matter of minutes, this view is likely to change quite a bit. So, okay, thanks, Jesse, for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Jesse, you can go back to Max 1 really quick. Keith, I was just looking at the debris product just to see if there was anything that caught my eye, and I did see a little.
You see a flash there?
Hold on, let me show you what I was looking at. And what we're looking for here is any sort of little debris signature that would be indicative of possibly a tornado. And a little bit ago, if you see there, see that little dot that was kind of just south of Bronson.
Yeah.
These, you know, those could be, that could be something.
Yeah.
It's also this slight debris. You see that
Yeah.
near like the colon area?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It's not localized enough there to me to possibly be a tornado, but definitely enough where maybe we had some strong winds going through, picking up some debris.
Just a couple other damage reports here. Thunderstorm wind damage in Berrien County, several large trees down in and around New Troy.
Okay.
Power out there.
All right. I just want to really quickly, I'll strip away the radar and just show all the warnings, just to show kind of the expanse of this system. So threat winding down in Berrien and Cass County and Three Rivers now not included in the warning, but we still have current severe thunderstorm warnings for all those areas of yellow. And then, of course, there is this tornado warning that does include a portion of Branson, St. Joseph County, also southeasternmost Branch County in the Algansey area included in a secondary tornado warning there. Those warnings, by the way, are going to go for how much longer? Let me see if this will pull up.
Which one?
So the one in Branch County, this one that I'm centered on, that includes that Algansey area,
That's 6.
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
And then
6.
this one for a portion of Branch County in the Bronson area and northward, that one through 5:45. So that one should be expiring soon. The fact we haven't seen it extended into Calhoun County
Yes.
is perhaps a good sign. But, you know, all things kind of relative, we're still going to see some really intense wind lifting through the Battle Creek area very shortly.
Just a reminder, too, if you have Arc West Michigan, we're live right now, wall to wall on Arc West Michigan.
Yep.
We're also live on our Facebook channel, our Facebook page, Channel 3 Facebook page, also the News Channel 3 YouTube, as well as our website.
Yeah.
So those are the ways that you can follow us now. We continue to run, by the way, crawl and bug information on News Channel 3.
Yeah.
So you do have information coming there as well. But if you are seeing that and you want more, then you can catch us on those platforms and on Arc West Michigan.
Yeah, and if Kelly in Master Control is listening, perhaps we can run that crawl just one more time, just to cycle it through to let people know for our Elite 8 coverage that we are live constantly on Arc West Michigan. All right, so live Doppler continues to show now the line working its way into the Grand Rapids area, still for wind speeds of 70 miles an hour. So the Kentwood area, now right along the leading edge.
Can you take Max 2 real quick? Because Coldwater, the camera has obviously shifted now. And now we just got our Facebook Live report that there it is. You can now hardly even make out the interstate. So wind and rain, lightning you can see there, and very, very strong wind coming down right over I-69 right now in Coldwater as this moves right on through.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get real quick a look at the flags, how they might be looking there in Coldwater at the Four Corners. This will just take a sec, but I just want to take a look and see because this is blowing through downtown Coldwater right now, and there it is. So this is a live view here in Coldwater, and you can definitely see that there's some winds accompanying this, some heavy rain. This is the view. Look, sheets of rain. You can see it coming down in downtown Coldwater there. So that's just the view from Coldwater. The camera now really starting to shake.
Yes, and Battle Creek, we want you to take this seriously just like you would a tornado warning. We have 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts. These storms have a history of doing some damage, it sounds like, in southern St. Joseph County, especially in portions of Van Buren County. So Battle Creek, the wind is going to be picking up within the next couple minutes, closer to about probably 5:47, 48 is probably when this will blow through downtown Battle Creek. I will say the threat is starting to subside. If you are in southern Kalamazoo County, if you're in St. Joseph County, the threat is subsiding as well. Just be cautious of any cloud to ground lightning. On the tail end of this system, there's still lightning behind this leading edge, but the wind is no longer going to be a threat. If you are in Van Buren County down into Berrien and Cass County, you are again in the clear. These warnings are continuing to get trimmed off, but through Allegan and Allegan County out towards Berry County, Hastings area, you are still in the line of fire right now, and then also up into Kent County as well. Grand Rapids probably seeing some pretty strong wind gusts currently, and we will continue to monitor those storms. They're also working their way through Muskegon County, I should mention, and Calhoun County going to be in the thick of it here very soon.
58-mile-per-hour gust, by the way, was reported at the airport in Kalamazoo.
Okay.
That would have been at 5:32. So
And that
14.
verifies a severe thunderstorm,
Yeah.
grade
Yeah.
wind gust, for sure.
Continuing, by the way, severe thunderstorm warning for Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Allegan, continuing until 6:15. I think you already have that, with winds of 70 up to 70 miles per hour. Also a report here of damage in Oshtemo, thunderstorm wind damage, minor roof damage in Oshtemo.
Yikes. I also have another one from a fairly reliable viewer. Eastbound Center Ave and Portage Road blocked by a tree in the road. Tons of tree damage throughout Woodbridge area. That is from a viewer.
Severe thunderstorm warning continues, by the way, for Berry, Calhoun, and Kent till 6:30. I think we'll just mention that.
Yep.
For winds gusting to 70.
Yep. And then we also still have the tornado warning that barely clips Branch County as well towards Algansey. That through 6 p.m. And this is for the potential for short-lived spin-up style tornadoes kind of along the leading edge. I don't see anything too indicative of rotation right now. Man, that is a little interesting though. Little cell out ahead of it. That's now exiting our area. That exhibited a little rotation there, it looked like.
Just confirmation from the National Weather Service out of IWX out of northern Indiana about that Benton Heights in Berrien County, that wind gust of 78, measured at 78.
Yes.
Just that as confirmation on that.
Yeah.
And by the way, just checking in with that cold water camera now, Four Corners. Still a bit windy, but the rain is over. All of the reports that we're getting, and thanks so much for those who are reporting in on our Facebook Live feed and our YouTube feed, that this is a very intense punch, but it doesn't last long.
Yeah, should be just a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right, this is the track on these storms as they approach Berry County. So the Hastings area, while there is some storms south of Hastings, the main edge or leading edge, it's going to be closer to 6 o'clock, Charlotte, closer to about 6:11, and then eventually pushing towards Lansing at about 6:30. So the one thing, like Keith was just alluding to, the fact these are moving so quickly, they should be out of our area probably in the next hour or so, exiting to the east, and then the threat will push on to the east side of the state. But yeah, closer to Grand Rapids, probably some very intense winds currently ongoing. And yeah, man, just south of Grand Rapids there, Kentwood area, some really intense winds, those greens, those brighter greens that you're seeing there. And just kind of scanning the leading edge, some brighter greens, some more intense winds just north of Gull Lake. That, that's up towards, that's right near Gull Lake. So could be some really intense winds pushing through that area. And then the leading edge, as we speak, pushing towards the Battle Creek area. Jesse, if we could maybe find the Battle Creek live eye as well to potentially pull that up, I would be curious what that looks like currently as these storms continue to blow through Battle Creek. Yeah, so there it is. There's the deluge and curtains of rain that are working their way through.
Report here from somebody on Facebook Live. It sturges of trees down in their yard. So,
okay.
By the way, if you can safely get a pic of that and put it on our chime-in page, we'd really love to see it, but only if you can do so safely.
Yes. All right. So we still
Hail
have
in Quincy. Hail being reported in Quincy right now.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen too many reports of is hail. I would be surprised if it was inch or larger based on what I was seeing.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything bigger than pea size, really. But another thing too, I'm getting some questions here on our Facebook Live or YouTube Live about Kalamazoo, and the threat really is winding down.
It is.
Here in Kalamazoo.
Yep.
Rain, but it's pretty much.
Yeah.
the
So
threat is-
Kalamazoo, the threat has subsided. The leading edge is out of there. The only thing I will say, if you're venturing out, just beware of cloud to ground lightning. Sometimes behind the leading edge of these storms, you can still see a fair amount of cloud to ground lightning, and that should not be overlooked either.
And
But
also the fact that there could be no matter where you're traveling, just remember that you could have some tree limbs down, you could have some power lines down.
We have a new tornado warning that was just issued for Ionia and Kent County. For that area of intense wind I was indicating near the Kentwood area. This is going to go through 6:15 p.m. So we have radar indicated rotation in southern Kent County. This is south of Grand Rapids and maybe includes kind of the southeastern part of the Grand Rapids Metro. What
Here's the
are,
report.
Okay.
10 miles southeast of GR, moving northeast at 55. Moving
Yep.
northeast at 55. The storms will be near the Gerald R. Ford Airport and Lowell. at
yeah,
about
it's
5:50.
right over the radar. So that little circle in the middle of the screen, that is the radar. That's where it's located at the Gerald R. Gerald R. Ford International Airport. Big long tongue twister there. So it is right near Cascade and right over the airport. If there was a tornado, that's where it is. What's the storm motion on that, Keith? I
It's
can put a
northeast
track.
at 55. Northeast
Okay.
at 55. So, for example, if you're along 28th Street, if you're out toward I-96 there, east of the airport, you should be taking cover. If you're around Lowell, you should be taking cover
Yeah.
for this storm.
It's moving so fast that it's going to include some locations not necessarily in the warning, but Lowell 601 within the next few minutes. Ionia closer to 613 if that rotation holds together. So that is definitely, and I see why they warned that, Keith. I'm going to play this backwards in time.
Okay.
See that
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, right there.
So that red and green together right there.
That is Hannah Lake or Hannah Lake Avenue.
Yep.
That would be just to the south of M6. There's M6
Yep.
to the north there. So,
And Dutton.
yeah. Okay.
So that's what triggered that warning. And in the next few scans, I don't see it maintaining it too much, but it's also you get a little bit more scattered as you get closer to the radar. So as this storm continues to lift farther to the northeast, we should get a little bit better feel for that. But it would be crossing I-96 right now through Kent County in the Cascade area, north of Caledonia, and eventually Lowell. If you're not in your tornado safe place, you should be right now. If you're within this tornado warning for Ionia and Kent County, we want you to just be indoors in your tornado safe place. That should be underground preferably, but the lowest floor of your home, most interior room, that is where you should be headed.
Yeah. Coming right off on the other side of the airport there.
Yeah, so regardless, some really intense wind right near the GR Ford International Airport up in Kent County, and that is lifting farther northeast. Not to be overlooked, we still have really strong winds lifting through Berry County right now. And the Berry area, eventually Hastings, very shortly, you will be seeing some very intense winds as well. And towards the Yankee Springs area, kind of keeping tabs on that, looks like a little brighter winds that just went through there, some more intense winds. Just kind of keeping tabs on this for any sort of possible rotation. Could be a little bit of some possible rotation near Yankee Springs right now in Berry County. So that also is worth watching.
By the way, it's a severe thunderstorm wind gust report coming from Saugatuck from 59 miles per hour, measured at 59 miles per hour.
Yeah, Penfield Township, north of Battle Creek, strong winds blowing through right now. Eventually towards Assyria, Bellevue, north of Battle Creek. You are next in line for some really, really strong winds. So again, let's just show the warnings really quickly. Again, we are live on the ARC West Michigan continuously, also live on Facebook and YouTube through the News Channel 3 page. And we have all of these warnings that you see here that continue for, it depends on the exact warning. There's just so many, but the Berry, Calhoun, Kent County warning goes until 6:30. This tornado warning for Ionia and Kent County, that includes the Lowell area especially. And that storm was just crossing I-96, will shortly be crossing M21 and extended out towards Ionia as well, that warning.
That goes until 6:15.
Yep, 6:15, that
Oh,
warning.
you have it, sorry.
Yep, yeah, you're good. And just to reiterate the point, Kalamazoo is still technically under the warning, but it will be dropped very soon. We still have very much severe thunderstorm wind gusts working their way through Calhoun County. This is for potential for 70-mile-per-hour winds. And there is no longer a tornado warning including Branch County. So that threat has subsided in Branch County. And in fact, the threat of wind gusts is continuing to lift out of Coldwater and continues towards Teconcha, I-90 or I-69, Marshall area, going to see some really strong winds currently.
Just got a report there from Marshall and also Soresco, just west of Marshall, rain and heavy wind.
Okay.
Also rain and high wind in Penfield. Got a report there on Facebook Live.
Okay. Yeah, along this leading edge, the other reason why I would say to always take these sort of style severe thunderstorm warnings seriously is because along the leading edge, we get these sometimes very short-lived spin-up style tornadoes that they can sometimes only exist on radar for one scan. We get a scan every few minutes. So sometimes they could even happen between scans. So that's why we just want you to practice those tornado precautions. There's even a little bit of rotation in one of the latest scans near Penfield, just a little north of Battle Creek along M66. That red and green right next to each other, just something that we look for. So that also caught my eye. This little area right here would be what I'm talking about. So, but that's again just one scan, and in the next scan, sometimes these are gone. So that's why we would just want you taking these things seriously. But there is still a tornado warning for a portion of Ionia and Kent counties. I don't really see that really strong little tight couplet that I did a little bit ago. But let me play this back.
By the way, while you do that, they are trimming that watch coming in behind the storm. So, for example, St. Joe County right now is out of the watch.
Okay, I can pull that up really quick. So, yeah, earlier on there was a severe thunderstorm watch and a tornado watch issued, but those have since been. Oh, it looks like we just got a new warning for that thing I was just referencing.
Oh, there you go.
So we have now a tornado warning that includes Berry County for that exact area of interest that I was just referring to. So this is that little couplet I was just showing you all, and it looks like that just received a tornado warning. So Hastings is now under a tornado warning.
7 miles west of Hastings, moving northeast at 60.
And it's still radar indicated, correct?
Radar indicated.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so that was that little area of rotation I was just indicating. That's near Hope in Berry County.
Heading
And-
toward Lake Odessa by 6:10, so 13 minutes to Lake Odessa.
Okay, what was the storm motion on it, Keith?
Northeast at 60.
I'll put a track on that. It's truly so tricky to track these with this software because of how quickly they're moving. But it's 60. That's good. Okay, so the Hastings area, possible rotation pushing in around 6:03, and then Odessa by around 6:15. So we want you to just take those tornado precautions if you are in this tornado warning, which again includes now a portion of Berry County right in the heart of Hastings.
And so that would be covering up a good portion of Berry and now a good portion of Ionia counties are both now under tornado warning. Just real quick on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, had a comment there. Somebody wanted to know, is this it? Once it passes through, then that's it.
Yes.
I mean, we're done.
Yeah, so we can do a little round robin really quickly of some locations that are no longer in the line. So Allegan, Holland, Kalamazoo, Coldwater, Sturgis, Three Rivers. The threat has subsided for you. The only threat, like I was saying a little earlier, is possibly some cloud to ground lightning on the trail end of this line of rain and storms. Now, very much not out of the woods is Kent County, Ionia County, Berry County, Hastings, especially. Once you in your tornado safe place, lowest floor of your home, most interior room, usually a closet or a bathroom. If you don't have a basement, and if you have a basement, if it has windows or a walkout, get as far away from that as you can. These storms are moving 60 plus miles an hour. This is not the style of storm that you're going to even necessarily be able to watch coming or anything like that. So it will be night and day within a matter of minutes of fairly calm, not a lot of rain, to torrential rain, and perhaps even a short spin up tornado. So for that reason, we need you to just take these storms seriously and exercise your tornado precautions. Don't wait. Don't wait for the storm to be arriving. Just do it and do it now. If you're in Hastings or up towards Odessa, this is still for radar indicated rotation. We don't have any confirmation at this time of a tornado on the ground, but we still want you taking that very seriously. And I'm just going to scan through really quickly and make sure we don't have any new reports.
Yeah, we have a report from the National Weather Service in GR of an 81 mile per hour gust.
Wow.
An 81
And that
mile
was
per hour
that
gust.
in
I'm
Grand
trying to see
Rapids?
exactly where that
Okay.
is.
We
It came
also-
from the office in
It looks
GR.
like Berry County Emergency Manager reporting a lot of debris on M37 in southern Berry County, reported by a trained spotter. We also have a large tree blocking right-hand lane of 131 at 100th Street by a trained spotter. That was just before 6 p.m.
By the way, Battle Creek airport with a confirmed gust of 64.
Okay.
Also, just to let you know, we have a report of sirens going off in Albion. Sirens going off in Albion. That would just be from
The severe thunderstorm.
warning.
Yeah, I have Albion pulled up right here in the center of the screen. No tornado warning there,
Yeah.
but we still have that potential. It looks like the tag on that warning, Keith, is destructive, though. So it looks like they might have updated that for,
Calhoun.
oh, that's for Calhoun County, Berry County, and Kent County for 80+ mph winds.
All right.
So it's that 80 mile per hour wind that will sometimes trigger the tornado sirens to go off, even though it's not a tornado warning. We were going over that a little bit earlier. 80+ mph is still consistent with a low end tornado though. So even though it's not a tornado warning, we still need you to really take it seriously and use those kind of tornado precautions to protect yourself.
Very dangerous winds for sure there. As this continues to move to the east, I think the threat is definitely now for Lowell, and then moving over toward Lake Odessa as well.
Yes.
And
So
also the east side of Berry County. We're talking about Vermontville, Nashville, right on up to Lake Odessa. If you're in those areas, you should be taking cover. You are under a tornado warning.
yes. Yeah, and I have the tornado warning there highlighted, just kind of stripping away the satellite so you can see it, or the radar so you can see it a little bit better. And yeah, the line looks to lift through Hastings right now. And I'll switch this back over to our velocity just to see if I'm seeing any sort of rotation. Let me scan through this really quickly. Yeah, a little bit of some interaction there with the wind, but that would be on the south side of Hastings.
Moving over toward the Lansing area with this for Jackson and Eaton and Ingham counties as well. So we're talking about I-69 up and down all the way to Lansing. Severe thunderstorm warning for 70 mile per hour winds. That goes until 7:30.
Okay. Yeah, let me look. I'm trying to find. Where is it? There it is. I'm just checking to see. Oh, Keith, look at that. It's a little bit of debris. What we look for on this is like little bright bullseyes of specifically kind of like that little yellowish green color.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be a radar indicated some debris lofted into the air. That's not really
That's some interesting
right in conjunction with where I saw that rotation. So I'm not necessarily totally convinced, but that definitely
Did you already
is interesting.
Did you already sort of scan that stuff like southeast of Hastings?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. But let's see. I'm just looking at the debris signatures for Kent County as well. I mean, there could have been some leaves and other debris kind of kicked up even just from the leading edge of these storms.
So we have a couple of reports here of tornado sirens now going off in the Penfield area. And then also,
Okay. Yeah, that should be doable. We're going to be dipping into NCAA coverage momentarily, everybody. So I'm thinking of how we can coordinate that. So in theory, our master control should be able to just dip into it simultaneously. So Abby, I just need you to let me know when that's going to happen and maybe give me a countdown. And then I'll do about a minute to a 2-minute update on channel 3. And then we're not going anywhere on Facebook Live, YouTube, or ARC West Michigan. So when we're able to do that, I can prep that and we will be ready to go.
by the way, while we're taking a moment here in Albion, really serious here. You need to probably get in your shelter there in Albion, and then moving east along I-94 to Parma in western St. Joe County.
Okay. If Kelly could give me a countdown, that would be very helpful. And I'm planning on doing a couple minutes, and then we'll push to continuing coverage on ARC West Michigan. Good afternoon, West Michigan. We're interrupting NCAA basketball coverage momentarily to just bring you an update regarding our severe weather situation playing out across West Michigan as we speak. We have very significant winds lifting through pretty much all of our area. And there are numerous tornado warnings as well ongoing with this line of storms. Most of the tornado warnings ongoing include a portion of Kent County and Ionia County, also Berry County. There have been numerous reports along the leading edge of this thunderstorm of 60 to 70 plus mile per hour winds. That is still enough to do pretty significant damage. So we want you exercising those tornado precautions if you are in any of these areas, including Kent and Ionia counties through 6:15 p.m. and then also a portion of Berry County, Ionia County through 6:30 p.m. It looks like Montcalm and Newaygo counties also now included in a tornado warning. So this has been extended farther north through 6:30 p.m. So if I strip away the radar momentarily just to show you all the warnings, if you're in any of these red areas, that includes a portion of Montcalm County, even into Newaygo County, southeastern Newaygo County, Ionia County, Kent County, into the Hastings area, we want you in your tornado safe place. This warning for Hastings goes through 6:30 p.m. Now, additionally, if you are in portions of Calhoun County, especially in the eastern part of the county, there's some really strong winds, 60 plus to possibly even stronger than 80 mile per hour wind gusts working their way through as we speak. So that is also something to take very seriously. We are going to send this back to the ArcWest Michigan. That is our secondary station where we will provide continuing coverage of this severe weather as it is ongoing. We are also streaming live to Facebook and YouTube, so you can catch us there. If you're in any of these areas, I would really encourage you to do that, and we'll send you back to NCAA basketball coverage. Okay, so we're off Channel 3 now, but we're still on ArcWest Michigan. We're also obviously on Facebook Live and YouTube. So again, severe thunderstorm watch, and also the tornado watch dropped for, the tornado watch dropped for some areas. The threat subsiding in Kalamazoo, want to make that very clear. Three Rivers, Sturgis subsiding. Allegan County, Ottawa County, no longer in the threat of significant wind. It's a different story for Newaygo County through Kent County upwards into Montcalm and Ionia counties. And along the leading edge of this, there is that potential for short-lived spin-up tornadoes, which there's a chance some of those have already possibly happened. We've seen numerous severe thunderstorm warnings with small little areas of embedded rotation, and that is what's prompted a lot of these tornado warnings. If I turn off the radar, you can see those red polygons. If you are in Hastings up towards Lake Odessa in the Odessa area of M50, Campbell, along I-96 in portions of Ionia County, and then M21 to Ionia, Lowell, Cascade. Those are all locations that are within this tornado warning. Additionally, this one was issued most recently for a portion of Kent, Montcalm, and Newaygo counties through 6:30 for radar indicated rotation. So that is also to the northwest, or to the northeast rather, of Grand Rapids. And then additionally, we still have some really intense winds that are whipping through Calhoun County, but now exiting Calhoun County, and also Branch County, now out of the main threat of significant wind. So the leading edge, once it goes through, most of the wind should start to decrease. Although I say that, and there, look at this, Keith. This is pretty wild. You see these winds right there? That's through Branch County, exiting Branch County right now. That is a significant, those oranges and reds right there is a pretty significant swath of wind.
Well, that's why we were seeing in Albion, you need to be in your storm shelter for sure if you're in Albion right now.
Yep. These are really intense winds as well. This is what in part triggered that tornado warning.
Got a couple of pictures here from Athens of trees down.
Okay, trees down in Athens, which is southern Calhoun County, south of Battle Creek.
Thanks, Katie, for the picture.
Thanks, Katie, for the picture. And we will continue to, this leading edge is now through Newaygo, entering into Montcalm County. These brighter reds and oranges that you're seeing on the screen, that's the leading edge that is where the most intense wind speeds are currently concentrated, right here. And along that leading edge, you can sometimes see small and usually short-lived tornadoes that kind of spin up. And that's the concern with that tornado warning. If I switch this over to a slightly different velocity product, this is going to be able to see those reds and greens kind of next to each other, but we're looking for specifically little pairings, not necessarily this long line. Currently near Belding, there could be a little bit of some rotation there. Also between Grattan and Oakfield up in northern Kent County as well.
Severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for Van Buren, Kalamazoo, and Allegan counties has expired. It's gone.
Okay, so as we expected, and we were telling you, the threats are starting to subside on the tail end of this system. But we continue to see these storms. They're starting to lift out of Calhoun County. They're certainly in Eaton County. Ionia County still has not seen the worst of it. So if you're in any of those locations I just mentioned, you still need to be taking these very seriously. And even outside of these tornado warnings, say if you're, in eastern Ionia County, I still want you treating this like a tornado warning because we've seen wind damage today consistent with a low end tornado. We've seen large trees brought down and blocking roadways. We've seen, we believe, we've had some reports of roofs partially ripped off of some buildings. So these are all things consistent with still a low end tornado. And that's even outside of a necessary tornado. We might have just seen straight line winds do that damage. But that being said, there's a pretty widespread tornado warning that includes all of a portion of Montcalm County all the way down towards Berry County. So those red polygons you see there, if you're in any of those locations, just take these extremely seriously. Be in your tornado safe place. And Albion is right in the thick of it right now as far as the wind.
Yeah, I do believe that the threat for any kind of rotation there might have moved off to the northeast of Albion into northwest Jackson County. So
Yes.
if you're north of I-94, north of Parma in northwest Jackson County, you really should be taking cover. And really, if you're in Eaton County, if you're near Charlotte there along I-69, you should be taking cover. Some strong wind about to move your way. And the same can be said in eastern Berry County. We talked about Nashville, Vermontville, and then moving northward to Lake Odessa there, in southern Ionia County there, south of I-96, you should be taking cover. And as Will has mentioned, there's some tremendous winds right now that are moving into that tornado-warned area. They're headed toward Ionia. We're just about to get slammed in Ionia.
All right, so we're talking about this. I mean, those bright oranges are very concerning.
Yeah,
think of that as just a wall of 60+ mile an hour winds. That's even more widespread than what a tornado would do as far as the wind potential. So Ionia, you are about to get slammed with some really strong wind gusts, and that is going to cross M66 in Ionia County within the next couple minutes. It's also traveling east along I-96 in Ionia County. So eventually Portland, you are going to be in the line of some of these really strong winds. The Lake Odessa area is seeing it as we speak. And that is definitely concerning. I can actually turn off some of the, can turn off the watches, and I'll actually sample some of this data just to get an idea. So look at that velocity. I'm clicking some of those brighter colors, and you can see 70+ mile per hour winds indicated on radar. And that's, of course, why it has that destructive tag when it comes to the severe thunderstorm warning that was actually issued with this storm.
So up and down M66 there from Ionia, northward, and even southward to I-96 there, you're just about to get hit really hard. And for cars and trucks moving along I-96,
yes,
you think that would be
if somehow watching us along I-96 right now in Ionia County and you're not in the storms, I would pull off, get to some sort of a building, even just a restaurant or a gas station or something like that, and wait these storms out, preferably inside. Go inside and exercise those tornado precautions. But that's a pretty hopefully isolated case right there. So very strong winds rolling into Ionia County, also through Berry County. Some of the worst is now lifting to your northeast. Vermontville, though, and Eaton County up towards Charlotte, also seeing some very strong wind gusts.
The 81 mile per hour gusts measured Cascade Township there, Kent County. 64 mile per hour gusts measured in Springfield, Calhoun County, the Battle Creek area there.
Okay.
Just a couple more reports.
Okay, so we still have all of the warnings highlighted there in orange for the severe thunderstorms. And then we also have the tornado warnings still highlighted in red. And I think it's likely we'll start to see some of these warnings trimmed out of Allegan and Kalamazoo County as these storms continue to lift farther to the north and east.
And, with that tornado warning, that was issued for Montcalm, Kent, and Newaygo counties, in addition to that, in conjunction with that, there is that severe thunderstorm destructive tag warning for that. So even apart from any rotation that might be happening, there are thought to be winds of 80 miles per hour within that cluster.
Yeah. And I think this, I could be wrong, but I think this might be the first time since they rolled out that new destructive tag that we've seen this widespread of that being used.
I agree with that.
And so we had some reports earlier of the tornado sirens going off in different municipalities, even though there wasn't a tornado warning. And that's why, is because there's this new, basically high-end tornado or severe thunderstorm warning that the National Weather Service sometimes utilizes for the threat of 80+ mile per hour winds, which is what's ongoing right now through Ionia County up towards Montcalm counties too, and then into Eaton County and eventually Lansing. Lansing now included in a severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like they just extended those farther east, now out of our area into portions of like Jackson County. And we're now, like I said, exiting our viewing area as far as the new warnings that are being rolled out. Areas of greatest concern for me, though, right now are up towards Montcalm, Ionia counties, and exiting Berry County through Eaton County, too. I would say Ionia County especially, where we have that tornado warning.
Yeah.
And then also up towards Greenville in Montcalm County.
Also, I know this is out of our area, but Southern Ingham and Jackson County will likely have a tornado warning coming up.
Where did you say that was? Jackson County?
Southern Ingham and Jackson County.
Man.
So Southern Ingham, Jackson County, that likely to have a tornado warning coming out soon. So obviously the threat there, if you're in those areas, is very, very dangerous right now. Also, moving over into Ionia County, Greenville, stretching south, but yeah, you can see what you're
Yeah, I think some of the most intense winds are going to roll through Ionia as we speak.
Yeah.
And Greenville up into Montcalm County, that is the area of greatest concern right now.
And, if you're southwest, I don't know if you can take a wider view. Look, if you're west of this line that Will can show you here, then you're good.
Yeah,
You're good to go.
those bright yellows is what we're referencing. But yeah, let me talk about where we're clear. So if I were to draw a line here, basically if you're anywhere east or west or southwest of that line, you're in the clear. So Kalamazoo, Three Rivers, Sturgis, Coldwater, even Battle Creek, all of those that are on this side of this line are in the clear. If you're still on that leading edge, you're still going to potentially see some very, very intense wind speeds, and possibly even what we're concerned with is that potential for short-lived tornadoes as well. And you can see that new warning, by the way, for now includes Eaton County, Ingham County, and Jackson County, just south of Lansing. That one goes through 645, but again, not technically in our viewing area.
But the motion on that is northeast at 70. These storms are crazy fast.
Yeah. Any storm, that's moving that fast, if it has some gusts associated with it, just the momentum of a storm moving that fast is going to bring some very rapid wind speeds.
Just a reminder, by the way, a lot of debris reported down in M37. This comes from Berry County Emergency Management in southern Berry County. So a lot of damage. Also, large tree blocking the right-hand lane of US 131 at 100th.
Yeah.
So just a reminder, if you are out and about this evening, you might be in a storm damage area, and so you need to keep that in mind.
Yeah, there could be some roads blocked by trees. We've had numerous reports of that. I might need to go converse with Abby about our 6:30 p.m. newscast, so I might need you to take the helm for a second.
Yes, you go, and I will be here. My laptop died. So,
Okay.
So we're continuing to track what we have right now with the latest on these tornado warnings in particular. Really, the threat has moved. It's moving out of Northeast Berry County, and it is really, I would say, focused now mainly into Ionia County. That's where we have the biggest threat. From not only tornado warning, but also severe thunderstorm warning with a destructive tag of 80 mile per hour winds. So that's what we're really focused in on right now. And as Will just showed you, if you are if you're west or southwest of that line, that really sort of stretches from eastern Newaygo County through Montcalm, Ionia, down to Lansing. If you're west of that line, then you're good. It's all over. I've seen a lot of questions from folks all over our area, particularly from, let's say, the Kalamazoo area, Three Rivers, Sturgis, that have been hit pretty hard. It's over. The threat is over. That part is over. So what we're talking about here is northeast Newaygo County through Montcalm County. Montcalm County, Greenville right now is really under the gun. And so you need to keep that in mind. If you're in that area, you should be taking cover. You need to be in a shelter if you're in Ionia right now. You need to be taking shelter. We're just sort of focused in on that. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit to show you. You can see now this line is right up and down M66 here. So if you're around M66 in Ionia south, all the way to crossing I-96, then you should be taking cover. This tornado warning goes until 6:30. 6:30. So that is for a tornado warning, and that is observed. So that is Kent, Montcalm, and Newaygo County, and that goes for another 10 minutes. So if you're in those areas, you should be taking cover. I'm going to move aside here get the radar off of this so to show you what we're looking at here. Let me see if we can clear that. There we go. This is the area of concern that we're talking about. Now, by the way, told you about the tornado warning now for southeast
Ingham or southeast Eaton County and much of Ingham County, and then also northern Jackson County. So if you're in those areas, you should be taking cover. But certainly also right now in northeast Kent County, also into western Montcalm County and Newaygo County. That's the red polygon that you see, or the red box that you see here now. That goes until 6:30. That is for an observed tornado. So I'm going to try to move over here just a little bit and see if we've got an update on that. That would be for this tornado warning that is now moving off to the northeast.
Yeah,
so
I
that
saw
has
that.
now an observed tag on that.
I see that. Let me see if there's anything in
I
here.
haven't seen anything on here. So just a reminder, if you are in west central or western Montcalm County, if you're in southeast Newaygo County, if you're up US 131 northeast of GR up towards Sand Lake, Cedar Springs, then you should be taking cover because there's a tornado warning for your area. Going to zoom out just a little bit to show you where we have the warnings. And by the way, you can sort of see that line that Will drew earlier. If you are outside, if you're west of that orange zone, if you're west or southwest of that orange zone, you're in the clear. You're good to go.
Yeah, I'm curious if this was a debris signature that they saw or something of that nature. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. See that?
Yeah.
That's the most convincing debris signature I've seen all night. And that's that little bullseye you see there. That is in Newaygo County. That is the most convincing radar signature of a tornado that I have seen, and that could be the reason why we received that confirmed or observed tornado tag on the warning. It does look like they just trimmed that warning though to now just include a portion. Let me get this. Yeah, so a portion of Montcalm County is now the only area, and that is for a radar indicated tornado now.
Yes.
So that's, I think that might have been it, and that very well could have been a tornado.
Yeah. Did you say Montcalm's the only area now, right?
Montcalm is the only area in a tornado warning now,
Right.
for the Greenville area, and that is M91 up towards Pine. That is a continuing tornado warning, whereas the rest of looks like Ionia County, man, still in that severe thunderstorm warning for significant wind. You know, even tornado or no tornado, there is going to be some significant wind through Ionia County as we speak.
Yeah, that would be the eastern half of the county there, right? The eastern half.
Yes, and yeah, just to reiterate, if there was a tornado moments ago, I believe it was a little southeast of Newaygo. That very well could have been a radar confirmed tornado. This right here.
This from the National Weather Service, multiple public reports of a tornado on the ground at Oak and 104th. That is near Croton and Newaygo County.
That
Croton.
would this would be it.
Newaygo County. That's it.
That would be
That's
it. That was the tornado. If there was a tornado and we're getting already that was spotter confirmed.
Yeah. Well, multiple public reports.
Okay. That is that is.
That was at 6:05.
So this is in southeastern Newaygo County. This is southeast of Newaygo.
Yeah. near
And
Croton.
there is no longer a threat. That tornado, it looks like, has diminished. I will make that very clear. We're going back through just so we can get an idea of where there could be some tornado damage.
And if you look at the timestamp on your banner there, the report was for 6:05, spotting at 6:05, and that pretty much matches up.
Yeah, so this is definitely, that's the most indicative debris signature for a tornado that I've seen all night. So that little dot that appears in the debris detection south of Croton, and that was between about 6:05 and 6:15 or so. So a very short-lived tornado likely touched down in Newaygo County, and we have spotter confirmation of that, it sounds like, as well. So we still have a tornado warning that continues, but notice how here, as I play this through, I don't see any bullseyes on the debris signature, so that's a good sign. But what we do still see is some very intense winds that continue to lift east and northeast out of Kent County and now pushing through Ionia County. Ionia is seeing a very large swath of very intense wind. Portland is going to be seeing it very shortly in the downtown area. I've been there a few times and love that town, and it's going to see some really intense wind speeds. So anyways, this is still a severe thunderstorm warning that continues through 6:45 for Ionia, Montcalm, and Newaygo counties, and then we still have the tornado warning that includes the essentially western half of Montcalm through 6:30 p.m. We are planning on continuing our 6:30 newscast, by the way, which will air on Arc West Michigan. We still have NCAA basketball on Channel 3, but we are going to keep with the weather until some of these warnings expire. And then we will bring you our regularly scheduled newscast in a probably somewhat condensed fashion as these warnings continue to expire. But of course, weather is the top story tonight with this significant line of storms that has been pushing through West Michigan. And we still do see a tornado warning, it looks like south of Lansing as well into Jackson County. But our main concern in West Michigan is this line that is pushing through Ionia County, and then also that tornado warning.
96-mile-per-hour gust
Holy smokes.
out of Jackson.
Wow.
I don't know exactly what station it is right now. I'm looking here, but it's coming out of JXN there. So, so a 96-mile-per-hour gust.
Wow. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
That is very intense. Let's go, Keith. Try the, I'm just curious where the, hold on one second.
Yeah,
Let me
take
try.
it.
I'm curious what the outage map is looking like. Wow. Holy moly. All right. So that
Yeah.
has intensified.
Yeah.
If we could, Abby, pull up the Consumers Energy outage map if you're able to at this moment. I know you're doing some other stuff, but that has just spatterings of outages all across it. Let's look at the Consumers Energy outage map if we can. And you can see the uptick. I mean, when we looked at this about 30 minutes ago, there was a few kind of scattered through Van Buren County. Now, pretty much all of West Michigan seeing some scattered outages. This number was closer to 45,000
Right.
affected earlier, and that was predominantly due to an ice storm across northern Michigan. Now the number of total customers affected is closer to 97,000. So we've seen an uptick of about 50,000
Yeah.
customers
Yeah.
just from this line of storms
Yeah.
working through West Michigan. And that doesn't include several thousand of Michigan Indiana Power customers across kind of the southwestern corner of our state. Looks like they are updating a tornado warning now for Ionia County. So they are continuing it into the eastern part of Ionia County
Montcalm.
and Montcalm County.
You want the latest on that? This is
Radar.
moving northeast at 55.
Okay.
Northeast of Ionia to near Portland. From Carson City to northeast of Ionia to near Portland.
Yeah, so everyone in that red polygon there is pretty much in the thick of it right now. It's going to be exiting Ionia County within the next couple minutes due to how fast these storms are moving. Be right on top of Portland, and anywhere along that leading edge of really intense wind, there could be short-lived spin-up tornadoes. And
Carson City and St. John's over the next 10 minutes or so, and that gets toward the middle of the state there,
Mhm.
along, I believe, US 10, US 127.
yes, and as it pushes out of Ionia County, it does technically leave our viewing area. So interesting interaction of the winds up here in Montcalm County right now. That's a bit concerning. You have kind of a collision of two different lines.
Yeah, Eden County, by the way, out of the tornado warning. So Eden County out of the tornado warning.
Okay. Eaton County no longer in a tornado warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning continues, although it looks like the leading edge of that storm starting to lift out of Eaton County. Lansing area going to be seeing these really intense winds, and also you can see the tornado warnings that are both north and south of the Lansing area. Our only tornado warning in the West Michigan viewing area currently is this one in Montcalm County that continues for at least another 2 minutes. We'll see if they continue that, but as of now, I don't necessarily see them doing that. We still also have a severe thunderstorm warning farther north for portions of Newaygo County, and that also includes Mecosta County as well up there for the Big Rapids area. That one goes through 7 p.m. But the threat is over if you are in Kalamazoo County, if you are in St. Joseph County, Branch County, Calhoun County. So that is the good news, but we're likely going to be dealing with a lot of damage as far as tree limbs down. We've had some reports we were trying to confirm of roof damage in a few locations. We've also heard of pretty significant damage down in the Sturgis area from earlier. And it's not shocking based on the wind speeds that we've been seeing on radar and confirmed by observations, both at locations with weather stations and then also trained spotters.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some wind gusts that, we're looking at one at 96. Certainly one here, I believe, at the Jackson Airport out of the south at 80.
Yes.
So this is definitely has a history of some destructive wind.
Yeah, I mean, the 96 mile an hour gust in Jackson. And the National Weather Service, someone was asking if they could verify if they believe that was legitimate, and they believe it. So for every indication, that was a legitimate wind gust of 96 miles per hour. And that's in Jackson. It's not in our area, but I think that speaks to the intensity of this line as it continues to blow through here. Still some very concerning winds, but exiting Ionia County now, kind of on the eastern periphery of Ionia County.
I
And
think you already had this, but the severe thunderstorm warning, Barry, Calhoun, Kent is over.
okay, that's great. Yeah, so Berry County no longer in a severe thunderstorm warning. Same with Kent County.
Yeah.
But right along this leading edge, up in Montcalm County, exiting Ionia County, and now pushing out of Eaton County. Looks like the threat subsided for Eaton County now. I can pretty confidently say as this lifts towards Lansing, Eaton County no longer in any significant threat. The leading edge has exited, and that will shortly be the scenario for Montcalm and Ionia counties as well.
Just got a report from our photojournalist in Lansing. MSU has issued a tornado warning alert. Michigan State for the campus has issued a tornado warning alert for MSU.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's just due to the catastrophic, perhaps. Yeah, it is. It's a catastrophic still
So
warning.
destructive.
Or destructive, not
Destructive.
catastrophic.
District.
That's a little.
That'll be next.
Destructive, yeah. Severe thunderstorm warning.
So so MSU out with a warning.
Okay.
Yeah, or an alert. We'll just call it an alert.
All right. So with this line now exiting Ionia County, it is going to continue to push out of our area. Also, Montcalm County, up north there, we still have a tornado warning that includes Montcalm for just a few more minutes, most likely, as this storm continues to push out of Montcalm County. And just checking in on velocity, I don't see anything jumping off the page here as far as a possible rotation couplet. And really quickly, I will switch this over to debris just to see if I see anything on here indicative of a possible tornado. That was interesting there for a second, Keith. If you look at this, that might be something.
West of building.
Yeah, near Greenville there at about just before 6 p.m.
Yeah.
That is not nearly though as, I mean, this,
Yeah, that one.
you can see the difference. So on this, what we're looking for here is little circles almost. And basically what this is detecting is debris lofted into the air. And so that you see there kind of bubble up, that is in Newaygo County. That was we're fairly confident tornado. That was also confirmed by spotters near Croton in Newaygo County that crossed M62. So just to highlight that is likely a tornado, at least one on the tally for today. And I'll switch this back over to radar just to give a quick rundown of everything ongoing. But we still have this damaging line that is continuing to progress east and northeast out of our area. For most of us, the threat is subsiding, although we still have severe thunderstorm warnings that continue for all the areas that you see highlighted here in orange. And then, of course, the tornado warning that still includes a sliver of Ionia and Montcalm counties, although it should be expiring soon for those counties specifically. We also still have severe thunderstorm warnings for Eaton County, up into Newaygo and Mecosta counties as well. So those are going to continue for another few minutes, but overall, I feel that we could probably go on with our newscast. If you want to start preparing that, Abby, we can continue to segue. Okay, so overall, we are going to be looking ahead to a much more active, of course, pattern. And in fact, we still have a threat of severe storms that we'll be touching on later this week. And I'm trying to get back to my radar here momentarily. So my apologies there. As we start to transition to our newscast on the Arc West Michigan, we're continuing to follow kind of the updates and some of the damage reports that we are probably starting to get filtered into our newsroom as well. So right now, we'll send things over to Princess for our newscast.
Thanks so much, Will. And thank you for joining us on News Channel 3 live at 6:30. Our News Channel 3 meteorologists have been tracking severe weather around West Michigan for hours. We're getting reports of power outages due to severe weather. Here's a look at where some of those outages are. This is a live look of the Indiana-Michigan power outage map, where there are over 50,000 customer outages. And now a look at the Consumers Energy Line outage map, where we have hundreds of outages from Kent County to Branch County. And here's a look at flight statuses around West Michigan. We're seeing multiple delays on both arrivals and departures at the Gerald R. Ford International Airport in Grand Rapids. And we're seeing a similar pattern at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport. So if you planned on flying tonight, please be sure to check your flight status. We're getting photos and videos from around West Michigan on the storm and storm damage. Here's video from Scotts in Kalamazoo County from one of our photographers. This was around 5:30 p.m. today. It's showing that intense wind and rain. And here's some viewer video from our chime in. The video is from Coldwater in Branch County, again showing that intense wind and rain that caused low visibility in that area. That was around 6 p.m. today. And we have team coverage tonight. Colin Roos is in Van Buren County, where we had reports of a roof blowing off a business in Paw Paw. Colin, what can you tell us?
Thank you. Hey everybody, we're still on Facebook. So if you want to go, yeah. So really quickly, everybody, we're now in our newscast, and with the threat overall subsiding, we'll probably end this Facebook Live. Although I will continue to post some updates on some of the damage reports over on my page and also X. Do you think that's good, or would you like to go down?
I can go down.
Maybe and join on the. Okay,
Yeah.
Keith will continue this conversation in just a second.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Then you can just come down there.
And if you have any pictures or videos of damage in your community, please send them to our Chime In page. Head to WWMT.com, find our drop-down menu on the left, and click Chime In. Here are some of the submissions we're already seeing. And to stay up to date on any alerts or watches or warnings of severe weather in West Michigan, be sure to download our severe weather app. You can do that by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. You can also download it directly from both Google Play and the App Store. We're learning an investigation is underway tonight into the Calhoun County Jail after an inmate died. The Calhoun County Sheriff's Office says a 43-year-old man was taken to the jail around 1:30 this morning by about 3.
Okay, everybody. News Channel 3 Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here now. I've moved to the digital studio for our Facebook Live. So let me do a little work here. Let's see. Hold on just a moment. Okay, there we go. All right. I believe now that we are in business here. So let me make sure that I've got this going on. All right, so here we go. We are continuing to monitor the storms here. I'm just sort of moving my screen around so I have it right in front of me. All right, so here's what we have. You see that tornado warning continues. I kicked you out of the room, by the way.
That's good. Hi everybody. Sorry. Here's Max 2.
Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, you're gonna add Max 2 down here? No, that's right.
Actually.
Oh, because that's Max 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm trying to prep graphics, so here we go.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Sorry everybody. Yeah, I was editing some graphics, which was still on our other graphics. You should be able to steer. You're just not able to like move graphics.
Okay.
But everything you need should be right in there.
Because this is Max 2 right now.
That is Max
And
2.
that's not gonna bother you.
Nope.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, Will. All right, so we're continuing our coverage here on Facebook Live. Reminder, we're in Arc, West Michigan right now, not only with storm coverage, but also news of the coverage. I just happened to see our reporter, Colin Roos, who is in Paw Paw, where there was roof damage to the St. Julian winery there. I do want to focus on here the storms continuing to move to the northeast. I'm not able to see the comments here, so I'm not going to be able to respond to your comments. So I apologize for that. If I can figure out, wait a minute, I might be able to. Let's see. Yes, I can. Okay, good. All right, here we go. I can now see your comments as well. So Waterford, Oakland area, and over on the east side of the state, you're going to be getting hit. You see already some severe thunderstorm warnings that are popping up on that side of the state. So you're going to be looking at probably some very strong winds there. Right now, you see the active warnings that we have. We continue with that active tornado warning here. And that is for a tiny sliver of Montcalm County. This is primarily in Gratiot and Clinton counties as it moves off to the east. So the good news there is that as this storm moves off to the east, you can see that big line. Basically, you can see that huge curved line of lightning. All right. If you are ahead of that line, then you are going to be dealing with some very strong winds. And in the case of Gratiot and Clinton counties, you should be taking cover because we do have tornado warnings there. And so if you are in those areas to the west or southwest of that line,
then you are in the clear. We're good to go. And in fact, I think probably safe to say that some of the watches, let me see if the watches have been trimmed from that area as I move to the watch. Let's see if we have our watch map. This might be the warning map. Just to give you an update here on what we're looking at. There it is. Okay. Well, that's the current tornado warning you see moving north of Lansing, and the severe thunderstorm warnings. That's all moving out of our area. Notice the bulk of West Michigan right now is in the clear as far as that goes. Let me see, though, if we have our the latest. They have been trimming, by the way, the severe thunderstorm watch, and let's see how that is progressing as well. Okay, well, the severe thunderstorm watch is continuing for the area. Notice the tornado watch that had been in effect for Berrien, Cass, St. Joe, and Branch County, that's all gone. And the reason for that is really the threat is diminished and it's subsiding, is going away for areas that are behind that line of thunderstorms. And so it really is sort of just academic right now. It won't be long until that severe thunderstorm watch is going to be trimmed, really likely for most, if not all, of our area. Let me show you where we're looking at those thunderstorms as they continue to press off to the east. So there you can see where we continue to have in those orange areas, and the orange areas there is where we continue to see the severe thunderstorms, okay? So I'm gonna take off our radar here just to show you what we're looking at as far as the thunderstorms are concerned here. Hold on just a moment. Let me get to the radar here, and then where is it? There it is. Okay, this will clear that out. You'll be able to see then, right? Come on, take that out. Hold on just a moment. I have to toggle the switch here. There it is. And I got to get rid of the lightning too, just so we can take off some of that noise, if you will. All right, there we go. So you can see northeast Newaygo County, all of Montcalm County, all of Ionia County continue under a severe thunderstorm warning. Tiny bit of Montcalm, eastern Montcalm County, but substantially the threat for the tornado warning is over there. Clinton and Gratiot counties, we're looking north of Lansing, up US 127. That's where we have a tornado warning. And then also now on the east side of Lansing. I reported on ARC West Michigan, where we were on live with our wall-to-wall coverage, as well as on Facebook Live now, on YouTube Live, about our photojournalists in Lansing shooting us a screenshot from MSU that they were issuing a tornado alert, if you will. It's really a storm alert, and they were asking people to take cover in that particular area as well. So you can see everything now is moving to the east. I want to go back to our radar here in our lightning to show you where we continue to see the threats. Again, where you see that lightning, you see that huge area of lightning pushing off to the east-northeast, that's moving out. That's moving out of our area. And so places like Grand Rapids and Hastings and Kalamazoo and Three Rivers and Coldwater, Sturgis, Marcellus, Cassopolis, South Haven, all these places that were under the gun over the last couple of hours are now in the clear. We're now in the clear. The watch continues, but substantially the threat is over. And so that certainly is good news as we look out that way. So I'll take a look at some of the questions here. Jesse, yes, in the clear. In Vicksburg, you are in the clear. Jackson, you are now in the clear. Yes, you're in the clear. By the way, a report from Sandstone, right near Sandstone. I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with a lot of communities around here, but Sandstone in Jackson County, a measured wind gust at 617 of 96 miles per hour, measured at 96. So to say that these were stout is an understatement. Donald, thanks for the thanks. Lindsay, Portland. It is now moving off to the east of you. And so you're looking okay. You still have that severe thunderstorm warning there. That's going to go until 7:30, though I wouldn't be surprised if it starts to be trimmed. But you are pretty much going to be getting out of this as well. Cedar Springs. Cedar Springs, you're good to go. Cedar Springs, you're good. Had a rough ride there in Cedar Springs. I saw a storm report come in there in Cedar Springs, but Northern Kent County now is in the clear. Northern Kent County is in the clear. Let me take a look at the latest on the watch and warnings. Let me get rid of this radar, and it'll give you a better idea of what we have going on. Get rid of the lightning too. And there you can see. So Cedar Springs, Northern Kent County, you're good. Sand Lake, you're good. Now, northeastern Newaygo County, this is moving out. Ionia and Clinton and Gratiot counties certainly, Ionia and Montcalm counties are still under the severe thunderstorm warning. But the real threat now is moving over into Clinton and Gratiot counties there north of Lansing. In fact, there we go. As we speak, you see that Ionia and Montcalm counties are now out. Now going toward the Flint area, by the way, now you can see a tornado warning that has been issued for that side. Cedar Springs in the clear. East Lansing right now, let me get back to the radar. I think we still have that severe thunderstorm warning for you there in Ingham County. East Lansing, I'm watching the radar returns here. Yes, you're in the clear now. You're good. You're in the clear there in East Lansing. Coldwater, power is out. Took a big hit there in Coldwater with those strong winds. Let's see, Saline getting it right about now. Saline moving in right now, and there are going to be some very strong winds there as well. So as we continue to track this now, it's, as you can see now, it's pretty much moving. If you know US 127 north, it's pretty much along US 127 east now, the threat, and then working its way down toward Ann Arbor, for example, toward Saline, just mentioned that as well, the campus there at U of M. It's moved past the MSU campus, moving off to the east. So Shivani there in Lansing, you're okay now. You're working your way on the other side of it, just out of the area there. But watch that motion there, and you'll see as that motion moves through. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning now for Clinton, Ingham, and Jackson counties. Clinton, Ingham, and Jackson. And that goes until 7:30. That's for radar indicated. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for wind gusts of up to 80. However, I do want to note that for the most part, Jackson, you're out of it. You're in the clear. This is moving over now into Lenawee County. This is now moving into northeasternmost Ingham County, and then moving north into eastern Clinton County and Gratiot County, and then moving east of there as well as we work our way to this tornado warning that is now, let me see where this tornado warning is here for over on the east side of the state. This is going to be in, if I query it, I don't know if it's going to give that to me. Hold on. That is for Shiawassee County now under a tornado warning. This is, of course, moving well out of our area now. Let me clear that out. Hold on just a moment here. We'll clear that out. So substantially West Michigan now, things are getting much quieter. The threat is subsiding. Things are getting much quieter, much better. Let me get rid of that tornado warning box. There we go. Got rid of that. So Shiawassee County, this is getting over toward the Flint area now. These are being issued now out of the National Weather Service in Detroit. So our area is substantially now winding down, which is good news. Grand Rapids looking good. You're good. Grand Rapids looking good. So as these storms continue to move off to the east, our threat is going away. Let me see if they have trimmed the severe thunderstorm watch. If they haven't, it's only a matter of time. You'll notice that the tornado watch that had been in effect for our southern border counties there, Berrien, Cass, St. Joe, Branch, those are out. And like I said, I think it's only academic for that severe thunderstorm watch to be trimmed as well for our area, because the threat, of course, was for this line of thunderstorms. That's what the threat is for. And that line of thunderstorms is now moving out. And as it does, the threat will be going away. And now really, we're into cleanup mode. Maddie, Ionia, it was a rough ride for you there in Ionia, Portland, Ionia, Lake Odessa. But now that has ended. That threat has ended, and it's now continuing to move off to the east. The threat right now is in Clinton County, Gratiot County, and then moving over into Shiawassee County. That's where we have the threat now as well. At northeasternmost Mecosta County seeing that severe thunderstorm warning as well, but that too is about to move out as well. So I know that we have a ton of power outages being reported. We had checked in with just the consumer's energy map, and it already had about 40 to 45,000 without power. That was before we started this storm line, and that is from the ice storm that has knocked out power to tens of thousands in northern lower. This is a different matter. But we did notice that consumer's energy power outage map had bubbled up to 97,000. It's probably getting closer right now to 100,000. And so if you take that number out that we had seen before this event, which was in the neighborhood of 45,000 from the ice storm in northern lower, and then you add what we have now, I think it's safe to say that probably 50,000 plus, that's just in consumers' energy, folks are without power as a result of the storm. Of course, that's something that we're going to continue to follow with our news coverage that continues as well. Colin Roos on ARC West Michigan, where we're in the middle of the newscast right now. Will Haenni's on there live as well, with a live report from St. Julian's Winery in Paw Paw, where there was roof damage. Numerous reports of trees down in Van Buren County, in the Paw Paw area, in Sturgis, in St. Joe County, in Athens. Thanks to Katie with a report there and some video, a tree down covering a road there in Athens. Reports of damage in the Coldwater area in Branch County. So we're going to have numerous reports of damage. And listen, the storm threat is over. But remember, if you are commuting tonight, good idea to stay off the roads unless you have to be going somewhere. But if you are driving to work tonight and you're traveling in some of these areas that have been hard hit by the storm, please remember, especially on some of those rural roads where you might have curves or you might have hills, that you need to make sure that you're paying attention, because there could be, if not a tree, there could be a big branch or something that is in the road. And, at worst, of course, could cause you to veer off the road or crash. But even at best, could cause some serious damage to your car, to your vehicle. And you certainly don't want that to happen. Certainly don't want that to happen. So now, everybody moving off to the northeast, you see with these storms moving northeastward, the threat is now moving over toward the east side of the state, the Ann Arbor area, Lenawee County, Shiawassee County. Shiawassee County now has a tornado warning heading over toward the Flint area. Now Metro Detroit is looking at severe thunderstorm warnings. But in our area, you can see for sure, in our area, the map is clearing. And that is good news. I'm going to turn off the radar here to show you what I mean with that map clearing. It is good news, to be sure. There you can see it. In fact, pretty much all of our area, with the exception of northeastern Mecosta County, is now warning free. All of our area is warning free. So that certainly is good news. Good news for us. And so as the storms continue to move to the east, there'll be a concern there. We are now going into cleanup mode here in West Michigan. The severe weather threat, underline that, underscore it, bold, italicize it. The severe weather threat for us here in West Michigan is over. It is over. And now we are in cleanup mode and in power restoration mode. And that's probably going to take a little while. It looks like tens of thousands of folks, I think that's conservative, are without power right now in the consumers' energy area, thunderstorm related. Already tens of thousands out up north because of ice storm, but tens of additional thousands out now in the consumers' energy area in West Michigan because of these storms. And also, remember, AEP as well, with some power outages as well. So thanks very much, Clio, there over on the east side. Going to get hit pretty hard with these thunderstorms. Some strong winds, very strong winds there. So that's going to continue moving right on through the area. So I'm going to be winding this down, our coverage here. I'll probably hold on to it until 7 o'clock. Maybe get a visit one more time from Will as he comes down. But I do want to underline and underscore that the threat for severe weather is over in West Michigan. The threat for severe weather is over in West Michigan. If you are watching on our Facebook Live feed or on our YouTube feed from the east side of the state, it is not over for you. Clio, Shiawassee County, Lenawee County, moving into the Ann Arbor area, eastward to Detroit Metro, Oakland County. You're going to be dealing with some severe weather continuing there as well. Severe thunderstorm watch continues, but again, the threat, like I said, is over. And I'll show you why I'm saying that. You'll see that line moving through. We knew that this was going to be an intense punch. We knew that it was going to be quick, and it was very fast, but very intense, only lasting a couple of 3 hours. But boy, it was really intense. And like I said, now we go into power restoration mode and cleanup mode. Our news crews are already out there working on the news aspect of this. Thanks, Timmy, for that. I appreciate it. Lots of trees down in the Millwood area. Michelle, thank you for that report. Appreciate that very much. And by the way, if you can safely take some photos and share with us on our Chime In page, but I again say, if you can safely take some pictures and share on our Chime In page, we appreciate that. It does help us when you help us tell the story with your photos. And so that is on our Chime In page, which you can access on our website. Just scroll over there to the side and look for Chime In. You can add it there on the tab. It's also on our free news app. You can click on the Chime In tab there and download your photos from right there as well. Montcalm County, let me take a look at that. I believe that the threat is really moving out of Montcalm County, but hold on. I'll go back and visit that. Get rid of the radar here. This will give me a better view. No, there is nothing right now for Montcalm County. There might have been a warning until 7:20, but that has been canceled as the storm has moved out. So thanks for asking that, though, Sandy. Thanks for asking that, Sandy. All good in Banfield. Appreciate that, Betty. Banfield. We're talking about South Berry County, Southeastern Berry County. You can extend that into Northwest Calhoun County. It's all good. Notice all of our orange boxes and the red ones, which of course are very serious now for Shiawassee County in particular, that's where the action is. As this line now moves off to the east, it is no longer a threat for us here in West Michigan. For Ingham County, yes, moving out there for Ingham County. Let me go back to the radar, and there you can see. Yes, I would say so. Brianna, thanks for that. I don't know, Brian. That'll be a good question there. Caleb, Clio, you're about to get hit with some very strong wind. You'll likely have winds in excess of 60 and maybe even stronger. This line of storms has a history of numerous wind gusts of 64, 65, 80 plus, and even 96 in Jackson County. So this line has a history of very strong wind and perhaps even creating some tornadoes as well. Daniel, and I would say in Clinton County, yes, but it's now the eastern half of Clinton County. So moving over to the eastern half of Clinton County is where we're seeing most of the action there. Clinton, Gratiot County still under the gun there. Shiawassee County with a tornado warning as well. So if you're in those areas, pretty much if you're east of US 127, if you're along and east of US 127, then you're probably still under the gun there. Certainly east of US 127. So if you're watching in those areas, hopefully that's helpful. So I think we're going to be winding this down just a little bit because this is substantially over for our area now, and we appreciate you being here as well, following us on Facebook Live and on our YouTube channel, YouTube Live, on Arc West Michigan, as well as our website, WWMT.com. I know that we had some crawl action running on the MSU game on News Channel 3 on the CBS coverage of NCAA with some information there, and also directing folks to hit us up on our social media pages as well. King County did get hit hard. Belmont, yes. Belmont. Christine, St. Joe County definitely got slammed with it as well. These storms will hit the Pennsylvania area. Rodney, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think that these are going to be sliding off to the east here. Let me take a wider view. Let me see if this is going to let me. I don't know if it's going to let me move my map out just a little bit as this continues to move off to the east. Let me see if I can. I'll have to see if. Let me see if I can call this up here. No, I'm not going to be able to call that up. Should be moving in later on tonight into Pennsylvania there, Rodney. But I don't know the strength involved in that just yet. But it will be moving in tonight. It'll be moving through tonight. What you got working in your favor there, of course, is with cooler air, with the heating on, that it will be going away. Sharon, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Got to give a tip of the cap to Will. Will did the heavy lifting today. I was just along for the ride. And it's always a pleasure to work with Will. Very knowledgeable, knows the stuff, that's for sure. And I learn when I'm working with Will. So very knowledgeable as well. I want to go over again. You see the line moving out, the storm's moving out of the area here. Battle Creek, you're okay. Derek, you're good to go. You're fine. Battle Creek is A-okay. All of our communities substantially in West Michigan right now are in the clear. We're all good. This is now moving over US 127 east. So our thoughts are with you in Clio, Flint, Saginaw, Bay City, moving over toward the thumb, eventually. Moving along I-96 between Lansing and Detroit, and then also stretching that down US 23 right through Oakland County down into Monroe County there, moving over into Wayne County in the Detroit area. You're all going to be under the gun there as well. Vicksburg's good, Jesse. You're good to go there in Vicksburg. You're all right.
there as well. So I think we're going to be winding this down now. Like I said, our news team, we got 7 o'clock on the button here. Our news team is now taking over for this story. This is moving out of a weather story. This is moving now into a news story, and that is cleanup and also power restoration. Our thoughts are with those crews. You know, if you were on my Facebook page earlier, I spotted numerous utility trucks that were staging, lining up at the Holiday Inn on the west side of downtown Kalamazoo, or on the west side of Kalamazoo there. And no doubt that those power crews have something to do now, as we have literally tens of thousands of folks in our area without power. That's due to the thunderstorms. Remember, that's in addition to the tens of thousands of people that were out before these storms even moved in here, that were out due to an ice storm that started yesterday up in the northern lower. They've got some serious issues up there as well. So this is going to be a utility. I don't want to call it a nightmare. That's a little much. But this is definitely going to be something that's going to keep the utility folks working round the clock for a while. Ice storms, tens of thousands of people out in northern lower. Thunderstorms, tens of thousands of people out in West Michigan, and now moving over to the east side of the state. So DTE probably going to be dealing with this as well. Luca, I did see some reports of sightings. I haven't seen anything confirmed yet. We want to try to be very careful to not say anything like that unless we know for sure that it is, legit tornado sightings. But we're certainly going to be covering that aspect of it, Luca. Especially saw some reports down in the Sturgis area for sure. Straight line winds, Brandy and Three Rivers got hit hard. Port Huron, Logan, you got probably 30 minutes, maybe 45 max. You're going to be hit with these storms that are going to be bringing, at the very least, some very strong straight line winds. Again, this line has a history of 70, 80, even 90 plus mile per hour winds. Doesn't mean that that's still going on, although we do have the tornado warnings for Shiawassee County as an example. And we do have, remember, we're getting familiar now with these new severe thunderstorm designations from the National Weather Service. You have your base thunderstorm warning, which is 58, 60 mile per hour gusts. You have the considerable damage severe thunderstorm warnings, which is 70. And now we have this new one, well, considerable is new. And then you also have the extensive damage for the severe thunderstorm warnings. And that has been used today several times for 80 plus mile per hour winds. And so I think we might even have a few of those that are going on right now for causing damage. Mount Pleasant, Danny, by the way, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I think you're pretty much in the good there. Still got a little thunderstorm action there, but no warnings for you right now. So that's good for the Mount Pleasant area. Or it's moving out. I should say it's moving out. Moving out. Thanks for the report. Airport in Grand Rapids. Okay, I'll have to check on that, Chris. Thanks for that. Raining hard in Mount Pleasant, and you do have some wind. I do believe you are still under that severe thunderstorm warning there. So do keep that in mind that until that moves out, you're going to be under the gun there. So, but it won't be long now until you are out. Logan, thanks for that. Christina, Kingston and Cairo area. A lot of big wind moving in over there right now too, where you have the thunderstorms that have a history of 60 to 70 or even 80 plus mile per hour winds. So this is going to be, and I can tell you from experiencing over here on the west side of the state, it's going to be intense. It's going to last for maybe 20, 30, 40 seconds, and then it's going to move out. Now that's if you don't have a tornado, but that's with the straight line winds. So that's what we're looking at. David, all good in Lansing. Lansing is good to go. Okay, everybody, I'm going to wind this down. Going to log off here. Thank you so much for being with us on this. The severe threat for West Michigan is over. I want to click here. I'm hoping that the National Weather Service office in Grand Rapids will just go ahead and make it official and get rid of the severe thunderstorm watch. But they have a lot going on in that office there, believe me. And so they have not yet taken it down. But again, the threat is over, and you can see that definitely. This line, and I know folks are asking, well, is there more to come back behind this line? And the answer is no, there isn't. There isn't any more to come back behind this line. Not for now. We are watching something for a little bit later this week that could be active as well. But one storm at a time, right? And now we need to clean up. from what we have going here. Christina, thanks for the thanks. All right, everybody, I'm going to wind this down. I thank you so much for being here and depending on us on Facebook Live and on our YouTube channel, YouTube Live, and on our website on Arc West Michigan as well. Will is going to have control of the weather office this evening with a breakdown of everything that's going on. We have news crews that are out right now. There's going to be plenty to document with the power outages, with the trees and the power lines that are down. Remember, folks, if you're in an area where the power lines are down, you need to just stay away. Please remember, if you're commuting for any reason tonight, especially on rural roads that are in the affected areas, there are lots of trees and branches down. And especially as it gets dark, you cannot assume that over that next hill that there's not a branch or even a tree in the road. Keep that in mind so that you can stay safe as you traverse West Michigan if you have to tonight. Chris, the ice storm up north has just been going big time. And so they're continuing with their ice storm problems up north, Chris. David, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate that. So that's a whole nother issue there. But I can tell you the next few days, we're going to have stories about the power outages covering tens of thousands of people, almost assuredly six-digit number of people, from a double whammy, right? Double whammy. Starting yesterday with power outages that extended into today up north with tremendous ice. And now you add on top of that severe thunderstorm warnings causing tens of thousands of folks to go without power. This is going to be quite a mess. We're going to hear about it for some time. Our news crew is already working it. So stay with us tonight. Appreciate it very much. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Will may or may not do another Facebook Live tonight. I can't speak for him right now, but he's going to be manning the helm there. But again, underline the threat for severe weather in West Michigan is over. The threat is over. And so our coverage of the storm will be winding down too. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. I appreciate your comments. Thank you for helping us tell the story with your reports and also with the pictures. We depend on you, just like hopefully you depend on us. Good night, everybody.